like an episode.
Yeah, such a funny show.
Okay, I want to do something. I want to do something a little bit differently this time.
Wants to kill everybody this time.
Yeah. So Ulfgar, you wake up. Ulfgar's dead. That's.
That's what it's been like so far.
Although, in all fairness, it's actually not different from usual. I don't know why I said it was different.
Yeah.
So I want to do something a little bit different. So Lena, as some of you may or may not be aware, has a spirit guide type being that she's connected with, and typically,
such a diva.
Typically, when her connected being, and she can share with you what she wants when she wants about the being. Also, if the being communicates with her, obviously, like that's within her agency, player agency, to communicate with you if you want. But because there have been some important events that have occurred, what I would like to do is I would like to, instead of just delivering it to her via text, which is what I have been doing, I would like to talk to her about it on stream. But in order to do that, I need you all to mute the stream and mute yourselves, and like mute your being able to hear it.
With to cover our ears.
Yeah, what? Sorry.
I'm gonna need you to earmuffs. I'm gonna need you to earmuffs, and I'm gonna need you to mute the stream.
You have to
So I will. It's not going to happen right this minute. I want to do like some intro meta stuff first, and then it's going to be for like 3 minutes. Y'all are going to mute the stream. You're going to mute yourselves, and I'm going to talk to Lena, and then I'm going to write in Sunless RP chat room like "come back" in all caps, and then y'all just come back.
So if it's not in all caps, we don't come back. Got it.
Yeah, so if I write it in like lowercase, it's just a trick. Don't come back. If it's in all caps, it's not a trick. Definitely come back.
I'm a ghost.
Real quick, was that you like switching?
It's not supposed to happen right now.
Come back. Craig, come back.
You better write it in caps. Let me just
come
tell
back.
you that right now. Dude, he was up and out. You must have done something to piss him off.
No, he's just teasing. Okay, all right. So what I want to do is this. As we go in, I want to do this. I want to recap. Who's going to recap this week? I want someone to recap. Craig has already recapped, and Ivaris has already recapped. So I would prefer if a new person recapped. Then I want to go into quickly what this is more for me than it is for you all, but I want to quickly go into what each of you gained from your level up. It doesn't have to be a large or intense explanation, just a basic sort of explanation of, I gained a few spells. These are the spells
immense
I gained.
Power.
Yeah, and then we're gonna do Lena's little mini dream intro thing, and then we're gonna get right into it.
Oh, he's telling her how to kill us all.
Who would like to do the recap?
I'll do it next week. Because I'm in too much pain to realize.
I can do it.
Okay, great. So when we last left our adventurers, go ahead, John.
So at the beginning of last week, a large fire in the one of the rooms that we started in the room that we started the episode in, that may or may not have been started by Lena. And there were some goblins that started pouring into said room. And Sizzler, myself, reacted by throwing more fire at them, which started a combat. All those goblins. And then we started exploring the rooms that were adjacent there, knowing at the time that we were exploring that the room was filling up with toxic smoke, and we were breathing that in, probably not to our health benefit. Discovered a flask of liquid, and we stashed that away. That was discovered by Ulfgar after searching a room several times over. We continued to go through the rooms. Some party members inhaled a little bit too much smoke, took some damage from that, and the group quickly exited the area thereafter. Next room, and there was a lone bugbear tending some fungus in there. Ulfgar speedily chased him down and attempted to give him a big old hug. Bear was not a fan of this and slashed at him, eventually killed him during the ensuing combat. Bungo was also slain. The bugbear was a pretty tough foe. He had a giant scythe on him. He's carving down a couple of our party mates. Eventually able to defeat him and brought back to life our comrades. The next room killed a couple of more creatures in there, I believe. And we took a long rest to recover from our efforts.
One note of clarification. They weren't killed. They were knocked unconscious.
No, we were slashed to smithereens.
Well, you weren't dead, because you probably wouldn't be back.
Yeah, you're still here. What are you saying?
Knocked unconscious.
Dude, I've been killed like
Totals reached 0 during combat. How's that?
Yeah.
Fine, I guess so.
Ulfgar, you didn't die. To die is to like literally like be
Okay.
dead, like never come back. Like I make.
Okay,
you roll
so
a
I've been
d10.
knocked unconscious about 30 times in this whole playthrough.
Oh, yes. Super
Oh yeah,
bad
that's
for you.
that is very accurate.
Well, that's a pretty
I
good.
fell into the fire because my legs are too small. That's my life.
That too. Okay, so now I would like a quick overview. We'll start with Ivaris of what you gained when you leveled up.
I got some more hit points, as usual.
Dope.
And I decided to go into the Battle Master subclass because I didn't feel like making an Eldritch Knight, and why the hell would you pick Champion? So I got 3 new maneuvers, which I can roll a die after I hit a creature and be like, I want to do this stupid thing to you. So I can either try to disarm, knock prone, or I can distract a creature. And distracting creatures gives my allies advantage on the attack against them. So I can basically make it easier for my party members to fight other things by fucking with other things.
And can you do that infinitely, or is that like
No, I have 4 superiority dice that come back on, I believe, a short rest.
Cool. All right, so Lena, what did you gain?
8 HP.
Right, nice.
And then I will keep with the fire theme and learn Scorching Ray. And then I also replaced Mage Armor with Featherfall.
I love how fire and feathers are your 2 things now.
I
Sounds
like
a
that
great combo.
We seem to fall a lot, so.
There is a lot of falling. All right, so we keep going down the list. Pinrap, what did you gain?
Oh, immense power. I got 8 HP as well. Also got me some channel divinity, so I can guided strike, which increases like my hit dice, and conquering presence, which is pretty good. I also got armor Agathis, which gives me 5 additional like temporary hit points, and anything that hits me with those hit points takes 5 damage. From cold damage, sorry.
Yeah,
and I also get command. And
all
that's
right,
about it.
cool. Sizzler?
Gained a solid 6 HP, and I gained an additional alchemical formula, Healing Draught, which allows me to come to each party member per rest, and it heals them a little bit.
A little bit.
A chemical acid got a little bit stronger, and I gained a couple of spells. They're both utility spells. Well, I gained 3 total. 2 I have active for tonight, and that would be Sanctuary, which allows me to protect someone from an attack by forcing the attacker to choose a different target. And Shield of Faith, which adds 2 AC to my target for that spell.
Cool. Ulfgar, we'll go to you, and then we can go to Bungo.
So I got an extra 18 health, and the only new ability I got for this level up.
Yeah.
What?
Wait, 8?
Or
How did you
14.
get 18 extra health? I
14.
thought you rolled like a 14.
14, sorry.
Okay.
My bad. Didn't mean to kill everybody.
How did you get 14 nonetheless? That seems absurd.
Rolled a 10 and then +4.
Yikes.
Yeah.
And the only ability I got this time was a Primal Path, which it's like a totem type thing that you choose a special like animal to be on your totem. A bear, which gives me, while I'm raging, gives me half damage to, or resistances to all damage except for psychic damage.
Holy, that seems strong.
And that's all I got this time.
Okay, these goblin commoners are gonna have to upgrade their rakes. I see. All right, so Bungo, what did you get at the 3rd level?
Yeah, I got the ability to hide behind Oscar.
What do you mean? Ulfgar's gonna hide behind you, as
Okay.
usual.
Exactly.
All right, cool.
As a split class, I'm one level behind everyone, so everyone's getting their kind of key class abilities now, right? And I'm just one behind. Nonetheless, I got a pretty significant start on mine, which is key, so I can start doing monkey stuff.
Oh, that's right.
So a monk's main ability is this use of key points, life's energy. I get to use one to do one of a couple things. One, I can disengage or dash as a bonus action. I can use a key to strike yet again, so I can get 2, right now 3 attacks in a turn. Or I could take a dodge action. And then I also got extra movement, so now I can move 35 feet instead of 25.
All
Not
right,
bad.
Bungo got more
I did-
bungo-y. I like it.
Yeah, I got super bungo-y. I did not get 14 HP, which, by the way, sitting at a nice healthy 22 total.
Ulfgar almost gained a whole Bungo in health.
I think I have 2 bungos total in health now.
And Bungo got a whole extra Bungo of movement, so that's great.
Oh, hey,
Technically, that's 3 bungos.
Oh, wow, 3 Bungos.
Yeah, I have 41 HP right now.
Lord.
Lena, what were you gonna say, Lena?
so I also forgot. I don't know if anyone here actually knew about Lena, but Lena has this blue mask on her face that she wears all the time. So I don't know how well you guys actually know what she looks like underneath it, but that was because she's a Scourge Aasimar. And at level 3, she gets Radiant Consumption, which is basically the purpose for why she has the mask in the first place, which is where at will, as an action, basically light will pour out of her eyes and mouth, and it will threaten to char her. I'll just post it. Hold on.
It's also it's basically super bright tuberculosis.
It deals damage to anyone within range.
Alright, so stay far away from her. Got it.
This isn't
Yeah, I'm just
working.
gonna
Hold on.
avoid Lena altogether because sooner or later she's just gonna light the entire earth on fire. And her little feathers are gonna save her.
Okay, cool. All right, so Sizzler gave a fantastic wrap up of last week. We went through the class abilities. So we are at Lena time, if you will. I just need 2 or 3 minutes. So if everyone could be so kind as to mute the stream and or exit the stream, and to mute yourselves with the little deafen yourselves, except for Lena, obviously. All right, perfect. Okay, Lena. So you wake up, right? You open your eyes and you are not in the place that you remember falling asleep. You are in a meadow. Now,
Okay.
this meadow is fairly vast. There are very, very large, old trees all around you, right? More or less. They surround this large meadow. And there's a large tree, maybe, I don't know, 50 or 60 yards ahead of you in the middle of this meadow while you're sort of on one far end. You are panicked because you instantly notice that you cannot breathe. You reach up and touch your neck, and you can't see your neck, obviously, but you feel something hard, like very, very hard. You're feeling around your neck, and it is solid. It feels like something like wood almost is your throat. Your throat is now like covered in wood somehow. You feel just an immense panic and terror. You stand up and you start running through this meadow. You're seeing these large, the wind is sort of howling about. You're seeing these large trees sort of sway to and fro and creak. And you run up to this, you get to this tree. And as you get to this tree, which is 30 yards, however many yards away, when you get to this tree in the center of the meadow, it's just grass all around it, you notice a familiar face. It's your face. And then everything goes black, and then you hear this snapping sound. It's a snapping sound that is familiar to you, but you can't exactly place it. Then you snap back to the meadow, and you can breathe again, and the face is still there on this tree. Like, think like Pocahontas, where the tree has like a face and can talk and whatnot. It's not your face anymore, but it's like a familiar, kind face. You can breathe and you feel relief, and you're just standing there. It's you and this tree in the middle of this meadow, and you feel the overwhelming urge to ask a question. What would you like that question to be?
How? Is it just how?
I mean, whatever you want the question to be, the question can be.
Yeah, that's the question.
Okay. And then you just the face on the tree, the lips part, it smiles at you, and then it just says, "Eat." And then you snap out of the meadow, it's black again, and you wake up with the group. Okay. Well, let's get everyone to come back. All right, we got Sizzler back. Okay, we have Pinrap back. We need Ivaris, Bungo, and Ulfgar.
I was expecting it in the Discord, actually. I had Discord
Oh.
full screen.
I put it in the Discord, and I put it in Roll20. Hello? Lena, can you yell at Ivaris?
Yes, it's my favorite thing to do. Hold on.
Okay, he's back. He's back. You don't have to yell. Ulfgar.
He's short. He can't reach the unmute button.
Some food out. That'll bring him back.
Ulfgar, go back. Okay. So while we're
Sorry.
Perfect. Okay, that's okay. It's not a problem. It's not a problem. It was like 2 seconds. Okay, great. So you all wake up. You are fully rested. You got your 8 hours of rest. You are in the same room that you were in previously, and it doesn't seem like anything has changed. I'm sure you did some sort of rotation to stand guard. One, because Ulfgar can't sleep for, what is it, more than like an hour at a time or
Yeah.
something along those lines. Yeah, and Ivaris also doesn't need to take the entire time for a long rest. So, I'm sure that there was some sort of rotation. Everything is fine. Nothing has changed. You all are fully rested, fully healed, have all your spell slots back, etc. What would you like to do?
My healer's kit full now.
How long do you need to take to rest? Do you have any sort of class ability that makes it so that you don't have to sleep or okay?
I mean,
What were you gonna say, John? Sorry.
Nothing.
Okay. Yeah. So you would need to work on it, and I think you need to during a long rest, it's basically like you're going to sleep or something along that. So if you work on it during a short rest, or if you want to take a short rest instead of a long rest, and then use the other 4 hours to work on it, you could do that in order to get a healer's kit. Would you prefer to do that, Sizzler?
No.
Okay. Yeah, so this is the next time you guys take a short rest, just you can use your time then to do that or whatever else you wanted. Okay, so what would the group like to do? You find yourself, you're sort of in this, you're in this sort of octagonal room or what have you, and it's, it was being used to, essentially, it seems like farm these mushrooms. I believe Sizzler took some of them.
Where did you search the room, right?
Bag. Say it. What did you say?
Where did you search the room, right?
Yeah, you already searched the room, before you took a rest.
I'm in the boat for continuing on and adventuring.
Yeah, do we want to go north or east in the next room?
I want to go north.
Quick question. What were the creatures that we killed in here again? I assume the corpses are still in here.
The bugbear.
Yeah, I think that there were, if I recall correctly, there were goblins, and then there was a bugbear that you fought in the other room that I think you might have drug in there?
Yes, we dragged the body in here.
Yeah. So there should be a couple, I don't remember exactly how many, but a handful of goblins, a couple small ones, a couple big ones, and then the body of a bugbear as well.
I think I would like to use the opportunity to make a better goblin disguise.
Okay, so how are you gonna slice one of those faces off? What are you gonna do?
Good. Slice a face off.
Okay, that's gross, but
and
all right.
I'll take their clothing too, so I don't have to make those.
Okay. All right. Gross. Gross, but okay. All right. So Sizzler is chopping up a goblin and hacking pieces off real weird
He's just small Ulfgar, wouldn't you know?
Ulfgar's proud.
Well, I wore a goblin face.
Oh God, Sizzler.
I think that's racist.
Okay, what's everyone want to do?
I'm gonna head right north because I actually have the health.
All right.
I feel invincible, so I'm just gonna go wherever I want to go.
Yeah, you guys might be invincible at this point, to be quite frank. All right. Let's try the northern route. So again, if you recall, you may recall from last week, Pinrap, I think you were the one who opened this door, right?
What's right?
I think you're the one who opened the door to the north, correct?
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah. So you opened the door. So Pinrap had previously opened the door to the north and sort of explained to you that it was seemingly like a carbon copy of the room that you were in. That there was a sort of an alcove that jutted out to the right that he could not see into because of his positioning, but otherwise it was basically the same room that he was in.
This door, I believe, was opened by Bungo. He saw some stuff and then shut it.
I don't think so.
No, that was the bottom door.
Yeah, it was the bottom door.
So.
Okay. I think he put his ear to the door and heard the pit noises.
Correct. That is correct, John. Sizzler is correct. That Bungo had, I think he's put his ear to the ground or looked under it or something along those lines, and he heard that he heard a noise very similar to the noise that was emanating from those like 2 foot by 2 foot holes that had sort of the embers coming out of them, etc., in the previous room that you all were in.
Okay.
Before we leave this room, can I take a piece of the like moss stuff?
Yes.
Can I put it in my mouth?
Yes.
You already almost killed yourself last time.
I eat it.
Okay, so
Yeah,
you
you
eat.
ate
You
it
take a
and
piece
you
of
drank
moss,
that
maybe a piece of
weird
luminescent
vial.
mushroom. You stick it in your mouth and you eat it. Sure.
Yep.
Roll
Good
roll a
luck.
Constitution saving throw.
Does she start glowing?
Well, you wouldn't be able to tell if that was from the mushroom or not.
Yeah. Okay. So your mouth does glow a bit, but the sort of a luminescent, almost glow in the dark type glowing coming from what you all can see of Lena's mouth, but that tingly feeling, Lena, that you had sort of that was expanding throughout your body before you went to sleep. That feeling after you have woken up has continued. It is now sort of reaching other parts of your body, like your extremities. It's sort of like maybe at your shoulders and maybe your hips, and it feels uncomfortable. It doesn't hurt. It feels uncomfortable, but that has seemingly spread. We'll say before it was maybe just your throat and down through your sternum. And now it has sort of made its way to maybe your waist and your shoulders. It's expanded, and it just feels uncomfortable. It doesn't hurt, but it feels uncomfortable.
The moss doesn't help.
The moss does not seem to help.
Okay.
All right, Pinrap. So are you opening that door in front of you?
Oh yeah, and I'm gonna like take 1, 2, 3, 4 steps, which is 20 feet in.
Okay, sure. All right, I will expand the area because you can probably see this portion of the room now. Bonk. Yep, just basically more or less a very similar room to the room
door.
that you were just in. I don't know if you guys can see this, but there's a there's a
to the
door at
north.
the far end of the hall, and then again, similar to the room that you were just in, there's also a door off to the east, or the essentially the right side of the room.
Yep. I just want to
And again,
continue north.
it's just a repeat. There's essentially a gardening room. There's a bunch of along the right side, sort of as you can see, there's a bunch of soil, if you will, and there's just a variety of sort of plants that seem, some seem sort of in place, some seem out of place. It's mushrooms and much of the moss and much of the same.
Are other
Can
people heading north as well?
Yeah, what is the rest of the group doing down there? Are they also going to follow Pinrap and Ivaris? Are they interested in exploring other rooms? What's going on?
Can I perceive anything in the room?
You can roll a perception.
Nope.
No. You perceive nothing.
I will look at Ulfgar and I'll say, "You look like a hardy fellow." What door?
All right, I'm gonna knock on the door. That's just that's the way we go with things now.
You knock on the door, and no one answers.
Okay, I'm gonna check it for traps then.
Can I, at this point, as I see him reaching for the door, kind of do the slow motion? No!
Sure.
Then fire your gun into the air.
All right, are you gonna check it for traps? Can I get an investigation from you,
Yeah.
Ulfgar? Yeah, you don't seem to sense
sweet.
any traps.
There we go. I just changed it in my bed. Alright, screw it. I'm opening it.
No.
Body slam it.
Okay, so you're opening the door, Ulfgar?
Yeah.
Alrighty. You see another one of these.
A whole lot of nothing.
Yeah, another one of these. Just a sort of a room again, very similar to the room that you all took a long rest in. It's it's another. There's more again, much more of the same. There is growth, fungus, and etc. This room, though, unlike the difference, it's probably easier to explain the difference. The difference between the room that you were just in, the room that you slept in or took a long rest in, and this room is that this room actually has, it's not totally covered with those 2-foot diameter holes that you saw previously, but along the lower side, so the southern side of the wall near the 49 number, if you all can see that, it has
Nope.
Okay.
No.
Nope.
So
That's for
on
you.
this side of the room, let's see, clicker guy. Okay,
Are
so
your
like on this side of the
paintings-
room, you see where I'm clicking?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so like on this southern side of the room, there are many, maybe 30 or between 30 and 50, we'll say, of those 2-foot diameter holes, and they sort of arch around this side of the room, but the top side of the room does not have the same holes. You could smell sort of sulfur in the air. You can sort of see some like flickering embers. Yeah, exactly. Whoever drew that line, that's great. You can see some sort of flickering embers. Again, very similar to the holes that you encountered previously in the chasm, but here in this gardening room. The plants are also slightly different than the plants that you had seen previously. They are they're just slightly different. I mean, the plants that you would imagine would grow in a slightly more sulfurous environment. It's still just fungus and things of that nature. But it's just, you could just tell that the environment is just ever so slightly different.
Bungo, you should definitely stick your foot in there, in one of those holes.
I'm interested in this wheelbarrow.
Okay.
So I can carry you around.
Well, as a person who's proficient in vehicles and wood carving, I'm thinking I can add some wheels and downtime to this wheelbarrow. Maybe fix it up and make a little cart that could be pushed into action if possible. Can I start dragging this wheelbarrow around?
Yeah, of course.
Sweet.
So long as you're dragging the wheelbarrow, you move at like half of your movement, though. Not that it matters.
Is that heavy?
Not that
Sure.
it matters for this stuff, but if for some reason you want to like drag it into combat,
You want a hot fuzz?
yeah, if you want if you want it to be your combat wheelbarrow, it's gonna cost you half your movement. Okay, so empty room. Anyone?
I guess we'll just go join up with Pinrap.
Can I throw some acid down one of the holes and see what happens?
Yes, you can.
Oh,
A true
goodness.
scientist.
He is literally
That's
the
30
new
fire snakes.
Ulfgar.
Come bursting out of the holes.
All right, so you probably have to take you probably have to be like here to throw acid down the hole. Say
30 yards. I don't need to be that close.
you do. Okay, so you throw acid down one of the holes, and you hear what sounds like sort of maybe like a sizzling sound.
Sizzler.
Your favorite sound.
Yeah, that's it.
You know, Dale Carnegie said that a person's favorite sound is their own name being said.
And then what happens is
The wheelbarrow.
Oh, it's coming with me.
It's like a grade A drawing too. You should put it in an art gallery.
hold on one second. Then what
Okay.
happens is.
I grabbed some of this wood and put it into the wheelbarrow for later.
That's fine. Okay, hold on 1 second. So what happens is you hear a sizzle noise, then a. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is. Oh, there you go. Never mind. Then what happens is, how the heck? Bing! A fire snake shoots out of the hole.
I knew it. He's the new Ulfgar. Okay.
A fire
no.
snake shoots out of the hole and comes lunging at you.
Well, he didn't really, redeem himself with us. This is kind of cause trouble. So, I mean, it's whatever. Good luck, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna just chill and watch Sizzler take us
The
on.
fire snake tries to bite you. Does
Initiation.
10 hit.
Does a what?
Yeah.
Well,
Does a 10 hit? Sizzler?
Oh.
Okay. Okay, then it tries to whip you with its tail. Does a 17 hit?
Me and whipping me with its tail from over there, from
Well,
15 feet away.
I would move it closer if I could, but I don't know what I did to the token, to be quite honest.
I'm also not. I'm not really a fan that I needed to be next to the hole.
Well, okay, even if you didn't, it has more than enough movement to make it to the hole to you. I mean, it can move 35 feet, and it was literally right here. So I mean, it moved like no feet to get to you. It doesn't matter where you threw it. You could have thrown it from the door, and it could have made it to you. You could have thrown it from outside the door, to be quite frank, and it could have made it to you.
I'm taking 7 damage then?
Correct. 4 bludgeoning and 3 fire.
Okay.
we all had to beat a fire snake to join the gang. Now it's your turn.
Now, what would you like to do, Sizzler?
Run.
Okay.
It doesn't
What do you
have
do when
fingers,
What do you
right?
do when you make it to the door?
Door?
Do you just run through the door? Or do you try to close it?
Snakes don't have hands, right? They can't can't open doors. They're not
Yeah, I mean,
velociraptors.
Well, it's not a
That
fire
was your
nuke.
question. It's a stone door.
All right, so you close the door.
You better.
He doesn't know. John's
Sorry,
good
yeah,
enough.
John. I don't know if you're talking or something. You might be. Cutting
Yes,
it.
I closed the door.
Okay, great. So you feel like something slam against the door quickly, and then the slamming subsides. Like it slams, and then like nothing.
That's why I said no. I keep
No, you
to
said
push
no
the
to me.
wheelbarrow. As you were opening the door, but you paid attention, you left.
That's because nothing was in there that interests me.
Well, I mean,
If I would have
paid
known there was
attention.
a fire serpent in there, I probably would have killed it.
Well,
But I don't want to go back now. I'm too lazy.
Okay, so Sizzler. All right, so you all are in room 48. You have Bungo pushing this wheelbarrow filled with, I think, wood and shards or something. Sizzler comes running through the door.
there's another wheelbarrow.
Sizzler, do you say anything to anyone? Do you?
Say, why did it have to be snakes?
Then I take apart this wheel and put it into my wheelbarrow.
Okay. Everyone seems to be enthused with this. Yes, you could take apart. You could take the wheel from the wheelbarrow and put it in your wheelbarrow. Yes.
Sweet. I have an extra
No one
wheel.
cares-
I don't even
No
have
one
to do
cares about the. No one cares about the snake, apparently.
I don't
Okay,
wanna
sure.
kill myself
All right, so
already.
now Sizzler has a wheelbarrow that has a wheel in it and then extra pieces of wood, correct?
Yes.
Sorry, Bungo. Okay. And all right, so what does everyone want to do now?
I sort of wanted to use Divine Sense, but can't
Okay.
really use it because I can't
Why?
click on it.
Okay. What does? Let me look at your character.
It senses evil.
Where is your character sheet? Here it is. Okay, Pinrap. Divines. Oh, that's because you didn't put anything in it. That's why. Oh, never mind. I got it. There you go. Okay, so Divine Sense. As an action until the end of your next turn, you know the location of any celestial, fiend, or undead within 60 feet of you that is not behind total cover. You know the type of being whose presence you sense but not its identity within the same radius. You also detect the presence of any place or object that has been consecrated or desecrated. Okay.
Neat. So you see me.
You see Lena.
Hey,
She's
Lena.
lit up like a Christmas tree. You also see.
Well, until he opens the door, it's going to be behind total cover probably.
Yeah, that's all you see is Lena, actually, right now.
All right. Well, can I peek into the door in front of me?
Yes, you can.
All right. Before that, I want to see if there's any traps on it.
Sure, roll an investigation.
Investigation.
You do not sense any traps.
All right. I want to like sneak my eyes into the doorway. You know.
Sure.
All right. Well, if I don't see anything, I'm gonna swing the door open like there's a surprise behind it, even though there isn't, to get everyone excited.
Swing that door open, Pinrap. Boom! The stone door slams open. You find another mushroom farming room.
All right. Well, I'm not interested in no mushrooms. I'm just gonna join Ulfgar.
Hey, Lena, I think this room needs your touch.
Eat them all.
Sizzler, what kind of mushrooms are those?
There you go.
About to be fire. They're about to be fire mushrooms. Yo, Lena.
It's the room on fire, which I assume is the next thing that's going to happen. Can I roll a nature to see if there's anything different about? Oh god, it's already happening.
Yeah, no, I'll let you. Yeah, roll a nature. Yeah, so you, this room is more akin to the room that you spent the night in, as opposed to the sulfur room. It's very, very similar. It actually contains the same plants as the room that you spent the night in. The same types of fungus, the same bioluminescence, the same moss, etc. The only room that's really different in that regard was the sulfur room. They were just slightly different.
Okay. I'm leaving the fire engulfed room.
Okay,
Is there
so
anything on this?
Lena, I'm gonna roll 1d20, please. Okay. All right, so Lena lights the whole room on fire. I would like to note that there is a door that was not the door that you entered through, that is now engulfed in flame.
Where's that door?
The door is right here. Bing.
It's
Can
hard to
I
see.
dispel the fire?
Are you gonna freeze it or something?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Go ahead.
Unfire.
Freeze the fire.
Unfire.
Yeah, roll another 1d20 for me.
Yeah, how'd that work out for
Wait.
Brooks? No, he got a pitcher of
Yeah.
water on him.
You have prestidigitation, don't you? Doesn't that snuff out fire?
All right. Yep. Okay. Great. So there's a whole room that was on fire, and now it's just like and just ice shards everywhere. It's like you're in the movie, the Disney film, the beloved Disney film Frozen.
Oh, I was
in
gonna say
in that
Mulan.
room now. Okay,
I only know Aladdin.
and unfortunately, this is probably again hot yoga strikes again, and I'm gonna need like a 2-minute break to run to the bathroom to pee. So I'll be back in 2 minutes. If anyone else needs to as well, feel free to.
Curse you, hot yoga.
Yes, and I'll be back in like 2 minutes.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm gonna pet this cart and name it George. Cart's name is now George. Hey, George. Wish I could make something more permanent.
Too bad you can't animate wood. Make it a talking cart named George.
Ooh, there's something like snap to center, weird stuff going on. There's an extra like on the ruler nonsense going on.
Yeah, there's a
Weird.
bunch of new things on the ruler. I noticed that a little bit ago.
Yeah, interesting.
You can make hidden ruler measurements.
Yeah.
Which is probably good because the DM can see you measure your like fireball.
Does it hide it from the DM too, or no?
So
It's from others, so I would imagine.
Because that saves from like, who is going, oh yeah, I'm not going to move that forward because you can hit it.
Yeah, exactly.
Guys are all kind of quiet tonight.
Well, I
Started.
think it's a bathroom break, isn't it?
Yeah, they don't like to talk while they pee.
That's weird.
I flew back from New Orleans. My arms are dead tired. Huh?
Oh,
Huh?
ho, 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 ho.
Wow.
Oh,
Long time since you heard that one.
I don't get it.
Yeah, me neither.
joke.
Was it like a plane that didn't have like electronics for the flaps, so you had to like manually move them by moving the stick and all that? So it was very tiring.
You guys are doing a lot of mental gymnastics just to say that wasn't funny.
I'm imagining a somersault right now. It's amazing.
Hey, if you can do actual gymnastics with your character, we can do mental gymnastics to make fun of it.
There you go. I have to roll every time I do that. He doesn't.
I feel
let me
like
just
his
get
are
away with
also mental gymnastics. Like, theater of the mind.
You even got a sweet, merciful Christ.
it. What?
Yeah,
Run
chat
that by me
from
again?
I think that was about the wheelbarrow.
No, that was definitely about the arms joke.
Okay, I am back. Is everyone back?
Totally. I don't know about Wolfgar.
Ulfgar? Ulfgar?
Oh, I'm back.
Okay, cool. All right, great. Everyone's back. Okay, so what does everyone want to do?
I wanna
On
see
this
the
table.
door.
I'm sorry, you want to do what?
He wants to dance on the table.
Okay, Sizzler's dancing on the table. What does everyone else want to do?
Is there anything on the table?
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
sorry.
Your mic is cutting out a lot. So
Yeah,
check
it is
your
cutting out. I thought.
sensitivity settings, because we haven't been able to hear like half the stuff you've been saying the whole time.
Okay, so Sizzler's not dancing on the table. He's searching the table. Very different.
I was getting excited because Bungo was about to join in.
Okay, so Bungo's
Bungo
dancing on the table.
dancing on the
Sizzler's
table,
searching
yeah.
the table. Lena is lighting things on fire and then freezing them.
Oh my god, I'm going through the door.
Okay, then she's gonna go through the door.
Hey,
Bungo's dancing majestically
that-
on the table.
doing the Russian jig.
Sizzler searches the table. Can I get an investigation? Yeah, so it's just a sort of piles, 3 piles of again, sort of more of the plants that you've already seen. It looks like a section that is drying or attempting to dry the components of mushrooms, moss, and this other sort of like sickly-esque looking plant. 3 piles where they had plucked them from the ground and they were leaving them there to dry.
Would a sickly-esque plant make you tingle?
Presumably, you also get a great view of Bungo attempting to make one of their crush videos.
And you and like some of the plants and stuff are falling off as Bungo's like dancing. They're like the table's shaking a little bit. Some of the plants are falling. Yeah.
Oh, hey, huh.
It looks great though. I mean, you all really appreciate it. And anyone who's watching it is like impressed.
All right, I'd like to melt the table with some acid.
Okay.
Excuse me.
So, like the whole like how are you doing it?
I'm just gonna throw some acid on the table.
Okay.
So you're throwing acid at me or next to me?
I feel like this is like the first time that anybody played like that Mercenaries game, and they're like, "Oh my god, everything's destructible."
Basically. So how's it gonna work? How's it gonna work, Sizzler? How are you throwing acid at this table?
Throw it at Bungo, but and it covers the table, and he can't dance on it anymore.
Hey,
Okay, so Bungo, this table that you're dancing on is starting to melt from acid that Sizzler is pouring on the table. What do you do?
I think that just makes my dancing more impressive.
The table's
So
gone.
Roll another performance for me.
Gets like a crit 20.
Nope.
Okay, so the table sort of collapses under the acid and the weight of one Bungo's worth of weight. The table collapses and you find yourself on the ground now.
Can I continue dancing?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You didn't like fall or anything. You just like the table just collapsed and now you're sort of standing on the rubble of what used to be a table dancing.
Yeah, I totally meant for that to happen. I will continue dancing and make my way over to the wheelbarrow.
All right.
From hearing the crash, I wanted to come investigate, but I see him dancing.
And you're impressed.
Yeah, but I want to join in.
Turn around.
Oh, sure. Make a performance roll. Yeah, okay,
Nice.
so you're dancing pretty well too. It's not like Bungo well, but it's pretty good.
What do you mean? He got a 7, and you're saying it's not as good as
No,
Bungo?
that was for what he was going to do when the table collapsed. His original, he's still doing his original dance.
Oh, okay.
I mean, look at all that twisting. That's
You're
great.
doing it too. You are like Pinrap. You could choose one of those gentlemen in the background and be one of them.
All right. Totally.
Be the one that's putting his arms in the air and like fist
Yeah, so
pumping.
any of those gentlemen in the background, you're allowed to be them. Bungo's the guy in the
Third
I'm the
guy
most
from the left.
enthusiastic of
Third guy from the left.
Exactly.
Okay, so Pinrap's one of the guys on the left. Anyone else want to join in?
It's like the worst way to clap. That's what they're doing.
No,
Yeah. I'm getting in on this.
Okay, roll
action.
performance.
Give me this.
Roll performance.
This is how you get the belly jiggle.
Oh yeah, okay, Ulfgar,
This is the belly jiggle.
okay. Ulfgar, you now are actually doing the same thing that Bungo is doing. So there's Pinrap's one of the guys in the back, right? And you and Bungo are both the guy in the middle. Just picture 2 of those guys.
but
Nice.
one's like 857 pounds.
Yeah, and one is like 6 pounds.
And one of them's the size of my big toe. He's like 2 foot tall.
Nice.
I like where this is going. Okay.
We're just
So,
having a
Lena.
dance off.
Yeah, Lena, you are opening this door.
Yes.
I believe that I heard.
Yes.
Okay, so
Ulfgar is
you
slowly
see
increasing.
a hallway.
Cool, I go in.
All right, are you gonna pick your way through the ice?
Yeah, I had to move it because it was in the way of my token.
All right, so
I'll poke my head through the door and say, "Hey, we're moving on. There's a hallway."
so there's like a
Party,
whole.
bro.
Lena has sort of like ice has sculpted a pathway through the ice that allows anyone who wishes to get through the door.
Real quickly before all that happens, because I know they're going on, I'm like, hang on, and I go open this door really quickly and close it again.
Okay.
Just enough for me to like see everything.
Okay. So you open the door,
And then there's 3 guys, and they yell supplies.
Supplies.
They're
Wow,
dancing like Bungo.
3 skeletons and like a tree creature. The 3 skeletons were like raking, and as the door creaks open, they don't turn around, but their heads turn around 180 degrees on their skeleton bodies, and they all look at you at the same time.
That looks
And I
fun.
reclosed the door, remember, because like I just want to see what was in, and I close it, and then now I walk away and join the rest.
Sure.
Come on, that looked fun though.
But I don't tell any of them. I just leave.
Okay, so you can take
Totally saw that.
You can
Totally
make
saw
your
that.
movement away, but that's it.
Oh, damn it. Alright, give me a minute then.
Just come back and start dancing with us.
Nah, that's not how that works.
That's exactly how that works. What do you mean?
Yeah.
All right. So, and you're not telling anyone, right? You're just running?
Nope, I'm just leaving.
All right. So the next thing that happens is you two see Pinrap fly by you. Then you hear this stone door, fly open as a skeleton runs out. You first see a skeleton as you hear like the door slam open. Then you just see a skeleton sprint out and look both ways, and then you and Ulfgar. And then another skeleton flies out, and then another skeleton flies out.
Okay, I have a question.
What?
As I see this, can I pick Bungo up, put him in his wheelbarrow, and try to run away?
You can make a dexterity save to do that.
I will let this happen.
Okay. Yeah, you pick Bungo up, you put him in the wheelbarrow, and then let's see.
Question: am I still dancing?
Yes.
In the
if you want to be still dancing, then you're allowed to still be dancing.
Sure, I will dance in the cart.
Okay. So the skeletons, Ulfgar, get to. You can't quite do it fast enough. Do not.
You have to carry your own wheelbarrow because I didn't draw it.
That's fair.
Let's see.
I'll just pick the wheelbarrow up with you in it, and we'll just run away.
Ulfgar, as you try to push, let's see, you get half of your. How long is your movement? You can get to the door, we'll say.
It's 35.
Okay, you get to the door, and the skeletons, because they beat you with the dex, you take 3 short bow attacks.
Okay. None of those hit me.
All right, great. So there's like a volley of arrows that just hit the door behind
you. We put
you.
the belly shield up.
I'll let you get through the door with Bungo. You push the wheelbarrow through the door, so you're with Pinrap, and then you close the door, and then you just hear like as like just arrows just pummel the door.
The belly shield works again. All right, let's go, Bungo.
Sweet.
Grab your own wheelbarrow.
All right. So
and Bungo now starts to sing that there are skeleton things behind us.
He's singing.
He's a multiple talent person. I'm like his bouncer now. He's like my Beyonce.
Sure.
Dude, you were singing the whole time for the first, like, you sing all the time.
Little presumptuous.
Okay, so what?
Was that a cue to sing? Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, I thought you were gonna sing and tell them about the creepy skeleton things.
Okay.
You don't have to if you don't want to.
Skeletons, right there.
Okay, it's just the 3 of you. Just the 3 of you.
I got nothing
in that room. So, Bungo, you're singing to the other 2 people.
Skeletons. I got skeletons. No, nothing.
Hey, I will happily drag you in your wheelbarrow while you sing.
All right. The other three who are in who have passed the ice room. What would you like to do? As far as I'm aware, you have not been informed of the events of the other room.
Do I hear anything from ahead?
Do you hear anything from
Oh,
ahead?
no.
You do not. From down the hallway?
Yeah.
No.
Then I would continue forward.
Okay.
Ugh.
All right. So what you see is this. So a dragon-carved granite block.
That looks scary.
There's dragon carvings on granite blocks in this chamber's walls and ceiling, though many are crumbled and broken, leaving stony debris on the floor. A huge marble statue of a rearing red dragon stands in the curve of the western wall. The eye sockets of the dragon are empty, but a red glow lingers there, providing reddish light throughout the chamber. The radiance casts an inky shadow behind the statue's wings. A 5-foot diameter circular tile of dark stone is set in the floor in front of the dragon statue. Runes are carved around the circular tile's inner edge.
So the eye sockets are empty, but there's like a red glow coming from them.
Correct.
I will fire an arrow like across.
Okay.
In front of it.
Ouch.
All right. That sounds. Yeah. So you fire an arrow across, and nothing happens. The arrow crashes against the wall on the other side.
All right, then I'll move closer and inspect that darkened stone. I don't want to touch it. I just want to get there and look at it.
All right. Go ahead. Go touch it and look at it.
No, I said I don't want to touch it.
Okay, don't touch it. Just look at it.
I can't control my token for some reason.
Yeah, okay. Let's see. Can I?
Are you on measure?
Oh.
Yeah, you're right. I'm dumb.
There you go.
I
Too
got
dumb
you.
to live.
Don't worry, I got you.
All right. So hold on one second. Okay. So you see. All right. Do you want to roll me an investigation? Oh, okay, great. Yeah. So you see this. There is a circular tile. So basically the floor around is like a whitish stone, right? Just the floor sort of that you're walking on is a whitish stone. The circular tile in the middle that you see, it's a square, unfortunately, on the map, but nonetheless, it's sort of a circle. It's red. There are runes around the inner edge of the tile that what languages can you read?
Not
Ivaris?
draconic.
Okay, so yeah, you don't know what it says. But there are runes around the inner edge of the tile that obviously you can't read. You do see, though, I will say, around the room there are sort of, as described, there are many loose there are dragon carvings sort of all throughout the entire chamber, or even on the roof, and you can see that there are some like loose stones and seemingly I don't know, little alcoves and things of that nature. Not anything large, but like large enough to maybe stick your hand in.
Yeah, I'll take a peek around the room, see what I can find.
Step
If there's
on
anything interesting.
Okay.
Live for the moment. Step on the circular plate.
Sure. The only so as you sort of go through can you roll me a perception? Hey Sizzler. Okay, so yeah, you start making your way around the room, sort of like checking some of these, starting say on the eastern wall, checking some of these different holes, and you don't quite. You're sort of like looking here, looking there. The dragon carvings are sort of crashing to the ground, but you don't see anything specific, anything. You don't find anything of value or anything out of the ordinary. It's just sort of dusty holes. Maybe some mice or rats sort of had burrowed into the walls, into the various carvings for shelter over time or something like that. Sizzler, so to give you a quick recap, because you had stepped out for a second or lost power, the room that you're in, there is a dragon carvings all over the walls and the ceiling of this room. They're crumbled and broken. There's stony debris on the floor. The floor is like a white sort of marble. There's a huge marble statue of a rearing red dragon that stands in the curve on the western wall. The eye sockets of the dragon are empty, but a red glow lingers there, providing a reddish light throughout the chamber. The radiance casts an inky shadow behind the statue's wide wings. 5-foot diameter circular tile of dark red stone is set in the floor in front of the dragon statue, and there are runes carved around the circular tile's inner edge.
Hey, can I do something?
Yes, Lena, what would you like to do?
Comprehend language.
Sure.
Thought you were gonna step on it.
Can I read what they say?
Yep. It says, in Draconic, let the sorceress power illuminate my spirit.
Take a couple steps backwards.
It
Oh,
says,
you recognize that?
It says, let the sorceress's power something.
Do you not want to actually tell them, or do you want me to read it again?
Can you read it again? I forgot.
Sure, it's fine. Let the sorcerer's power illuminate my spirit.
Well, you're a sorceress, aren't you?
And she can illuminate.
I'm not illuminating him. Fuck these dragons.
Lena, where are you standing when you say that phrase?
Right here.
All right, so are you standing on the
Square.
red tile?
I mean, I'm like right in front of him.
I mean, I need a yes or no. Are you standing on the red tile when you say that?
Yes. Say yes.
Sure.
Okay.
Yes.
So, all right. So Lena says that sentence aloud while standing on the tile, and this you all, including Lena, well, not you, not the people in the other room, who can, well, we'll see. You can make it to the room in a second. This puff of smoke comes out of the dragon's mouth slowly, and it's heading right toward Lena, and the smoke is moving slowly, but in a way that none of you can seemingly react. It's like this is happening in slow motion almost. This spectral smoke encompasses Lena, just totally encompasses her to the point where you can't even see her anymore. She just disappears, and Lena, you cannot see out of this smoke.
Nice.
Hey, bro.
Then there's this flame that starts to make its way out of the dragon's mouth, and Ivaris and Sizzler, you can see this flame, but Lena cannot see it right inside of the smoke. And the flame follows the smoke and envelops Lena for a second, and then it disappears. But Lena has this sort of spectral flame glow to her for a bit.
too
That's
shabby.
I mean that not a bit. It stays with it.
Lena.
Lena, you can see the sort of that you're glowing a bit with this spectral flame.
I'm gonna like put my hand out, like thrust it out at the dragon statue. Does it like
Okay.
throw a fireball or something?
Nothing happens.
Okay. Do I still feel like super weird from earlier?
Yes.
Damn it.
Huh. I'm sure you hear this all the time, but you're positively glowing.
Oh god. Oh god.
Tits fedora.
Lena,
In your inventory.
Lena, you have a buff that lasts for 24 hours, spectral flame buff that gives you advantage on any charisma checks for 24 hours.
Aren't you glad you said yes?
Cool.
And for those 24 hours, you sorry, Ulfgar had to step out. And for those 24 hours, you are going to glow sort of with a light spectral flame sort of around you.
Is there any other like writing in here, or is it just on that?
Nope, it's just on that.
Okay.
Speaking of, so as Lena, as that happens to Lena, Ivaris and Sizzler make a perception check. Okay, so Sizzler, you see, this is going to happen, and then we're going to move to Pinrap and Bungo and resolve sort of that too. But this is the last thing that's going to happen here. Sizzler, out of the corner of your eye, you see the shadow that's behind the dragon as Lena is enveloped in smoke. You see, and this sort of spectral flame, you see the shadow that's behind the dragon. You see it dart toward Ivaris.
Look out! Ivaris!
Yeah, I look back at him. Whoops.
Bird sucks. This bird sucks.
Sorry, I don't think Bungo's in the room. So I don't know if he knows the bird sucks or not.
Okay, so then what we're going to do now, it's Pinrap and Bungo's turn, and Ulfgar, Bungo, if you would like Ulfgar to continue pushing you, he can, but he did have to step out, so he's not going to be able to combat her.
Yeah, I imagine he would continue to push me through the door, to carry me through the doors as I'm, voguing and skeleton style.
All right, so do you think that he would shut the
skeleton
door,
style,
or does Pinrap shut the door?
I shut the door.
All right. Yeah, I don't think Ulfgar would.
I want to prep an action to like slice them if they come through that door. Just like, take off the head that can spin 180 degrees.
Holy. Okay. All right. So the.
Pinrap, let's go.
All right. So you all move. You can do your what you move through there. They attacked. They're gonna do their movement. Okay. So the door swings open, and you see the first skeleton peek his head through. What do you do now?
I slice that thing clean off.
All right, you can make an attack roll against the. Yep, that hits.
You can use your divine thingy too, if you really want.
Not gonna yet. Yeah, gotta hold off on that for
Smite
now.
it.
There's like.
I mean, 10's pretty good.
I'll hold off for now. Do it my next time.
All right. Let's see. Okay, what we're gonna do, actually, is I'm gonna let Pinrap get an attack, but then we're all going to roll initiative. So Pinrap, you attack the good Lord, you attack the skeleton, and the skeleton just the bones just collapse.
Damn right.
Under the weight of your attack. Now I'm going to need everyone to roll initiative. Let me clean off the old one. All right, Sizzler, go ahead. Everyone roll initiative.
Oh, look at these rolls today.
Bars getting slammed.
Well, I mean, I wasn't paying attention, and then I got distracted, and then I got chomped on by something, presumably.
Presumably. Okay. Was that everybody? I think so. All right, let's do
The second roll was for Ulfgar. Yep, they showed up. Never mind.
Okay.
Perfect.
Oh, add a. Let's add. Let's get through rolls.
Oh boy, Shadows, everybody's favorite CR 1/2 total party kill.
All right. Okay, so Bungo, what would you like to do?
I see Pinrap just murderize the skeleton, and as Ulfgar's carrying me through the door, I'd like to jump off the wheelbarrow over Pinrap, land on this side, and take a swing at the skeleton.
Okay, through the doorway?
Yes.
Okay, go for it.
Stealing my glory.
All right, a 12 does not hit. Too difficult to swing through the doorway for Bungo.
Yeah, so then I would like to try to kick it.
Sure.
And actually, I'm going to spend a key point to try to do 2 kicks. Yay.
All right. Kick.
Yeah, so I'm just like I'm going to run up its ribs and kick it.
Yeah, 14 hits. A 13 does not hit. All right, so it takes 7 damage. It does not look happy about getting kicked in the ribs.
And then I move to this side and strike a very heroic come at me bro pose.
Okay, the skeleton scowls at you, if as much as a skeleton can.
Which is surprisingly little.
Yeah, it barely moves. It thinks it's scowling really hard, though. All right, so we are at Pinrap. You slice this dude's head off. Lena.
Wait, I don't get a turn?
No, that was your turn, is one-shotting that guy. I just let you take it earlier than you would have otherwise. Okay, so Lena, we're going to have the shadow take it. If I could get the shadow to the proper layer, that would be dope.
I thought this was its lair.
Hey, you're not gonna get a laugh if you didn't laugh at my arms are tired joke. Sorry.
I don't think he was there
Oh,
for
that was a joke?
You guys are brutal.
I was
Right
concerned
back
for your
at you.
well-being.
Right back at you.
Y'all are brutal. Okay. Why? Oh, why? Aha!
Ghost
I
Meepo.
have discovered the way to do it. Okay. Oh my god. Please allow me to move my creatures. Okay. Yeah. All right. So, Ivaris, you are getting struck by the shadow in a.
The ghost of Meepo.
Is it my turn or
Oh.
the shadows?
Say it again, Lena?
Is it my turn or the shadows?
No. The shadow is getting a. This is the shadow's sneak attack on Ivaris, but then you're going to have the opportunity to attack it afterwards. How it's going to shake
An
out.
11 does not hit.
Okay. Wow, that is awesome. Okay. All right, an 11 does not hit. That's fortunate for you, unfortunate for the shadow. All right, so Lena, now it's your turn.
I'm gonna hit it with Scorching Ray.
Do it. Oh yeah, an 18 hits. And if you can imagine a shadow being on fire, the physical manifestation of a shadow, there's like a flame inside of the shadow.
Scorching Ray makes 3 attacks. So you actually need to do 3 rolls. Not 3 damage rolls. You need to roll to hit 3 times. So you got to click on Scorching Ray 2 more times.
Wow, that last one.
And then that's also a leveled spell. So you got to roll that d20.
Do it.
Do I do it 3 times?
No, just once because it's only 1 spell.
Okay, so close yet so far. All right, yeah, you hit it with a couple bolts of a scorching ray, but so there's some fire, not a lot, just like some twinkling of fire inside of the shadow.
Some shadowy fire.
That's it.
All right. Now it is the Twig Blight's turn. The Twig Blight is going to... the Twig Blight is going to rush through the door and attack Bungo.
If it knows what's good for it, yeah.
Bungo
Ooh.
does a 19 hit.
If it doesn't, I'm gonna be impressed.
Hello, Bungo.
Mafungo?
Bungo's muted.
He's muted.
Bungo, you're
yeah.
muted. I don't know if you know that you're muted.
I
Okay,
did
so
not, and that is a strong Twig Blight.
yes, so you take 5 damage from the Twig Blight. The shadow.
It still gets a turn, but I don't.
Oh God. Okay.
That is a good point.
Yeah, I mean, I did a surprise attack and I didn't get a turn.
Okay.
Why
The
is it?
shadow is taking its. All right. First of all, the shadow is taking its bonus action, so let's all just calm down. I just let Lena attack it before it was allowed to take its bonus action. Again, it's not attacking again. Let's all calm down. You got to do all of the things that you wanted to do, Pinrap, before anyone reacted. The shadow only got to attack. All right, so we are at Sizzler. Sizzler, what would you like to do? There's a shadow in front of you. There's a commotion behind you, clearly. What would you like to do?
Does it appear to me as though the shadow was impacted in a negative way by the fire bolts that hit it?
It was. I mean, it's on fire. So
Did
you
it
would
wail, or is it looks unfazed by the
Yeah,
fire?
it definitely reared back a bit. It shifted, we'll say, when the fire hit it. So you would imagine from what you saw that it was certainly impacted by the fire. It's just like, can you light a shadow on fire? Like that kind of thing.
See.
I mean, but it clearly did. Lena clearly lit it on fire.
I wonder if you can throw acid onto a shadow.
Question.
Do it for science.
I will throw some acid at it.
Do it. All right, so it needs to do a dex, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, it dodges the.
Wow.
Totally dodges the. It totally dodged the action. I'm gonna need Ivaris, Sizzler, and Lena to make a perception check.
Excuse me.
Okay. All right. So, Lena and Sizzler, you see that the shadow has dashed. Like the shadow that attacked Ivaris, okay, and that both of you have attacked, has disappeared, so to speak, into the shadow that is being cast by the dragon. Now, if you two can know its general vicinity, and imagine that if you continue to attack in the manner in which you have been attacking it previously, like if you shoot a firebolt into that area, you will hit it. Ivaris, you did not see where it went.
Can I do a free action?
What is it?
I'm gonna point behind the statue and say, "Over there."
Yep, that's fine. And Ivaris, you can attack it with disadvantage. Skeleton's turn. All right, so Skeleton 1 is going to attack through the door at our friend Bungo.
Everyone's friend Bungo.
Okay, yeah, everyone's friend.
Even the skeletons, that's why they're hitting you.
They're hitting on me, huh? Huh?
So both of the skeletons are going to attack you, Bungo.
Not fun.
I imagine an 11 does not hit, but the 23 probably.
The 23 definitely does hit. And, not a frontline fighter anymore. Apparently level 3 is where that line is divided.
Yeah, you need some you need some levels there. All right. Okay, so the skeleton's turns are over. Yes. Skeleton's turns are over. So we are back to Ulfgar.
I would imagine he just comes in here and swings at the giant. Big blade.
All right.
Sweet.
Sure.
All right. He's a great club type of guy. Doesn't
Go for it.
need to be.
You have
but that's
access
generally
to
what he
a
does.
sheet, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, go for it. Control him. 12 does not hit.
Yeah. So this is an accurate reflection of Ulfgar.
You're playing Bungo, or you're playing Ulfgar. I like it. Okay, great.
Yeah, I picked the worst weapon and swung miserably. So that seems like him, and I didn't rage. So check.
Yeah. So so Ulfgar just swings his giant club into the ground. Dust goes everywhere, but he whiffed. He did not. He's exhausted from pushing one Bungo's worth of wheelbarrow, and he does not connect with the Great Club. Ivaris.
Yeah,
What
I'm
would you like to
gonna back away and ready an action to fire an arrow at the shadow if I see it again.
Okay. Bungo,
Yes,
what would you
it
like
is
to do?
I. All right, let's. I would like to continue. Let's do this twig again.
Go for it.
Get this twig done. 14.
A 14 does hit.
All right. So it could have the sneak attack damage as well. 10. Is it still up?
No, you this thing like twigs just go like twigs just shoot everywhere.
All right. Then I will do a side kick to the skeleton, the same rib, hopefully. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that hits. Yep. Takes 5 damage to the ribs. It looks as pained as a skeleton can look.
Actually, hold on. Do I have to do this stupid?
It doubles over in pain from being
No.
continuously struck by
Oh, I
Bungo.
consider it that way. Yeah, and as my bonus action, I want to make sure I can do this. No, all right, take that 5 back. I was joking.
Okay, the skeleton all of a sudden looks healthier than it did before.
Yeah, I used my last key point in disengage. See ya.
All right.
And move over here.
Okay. All right, so we are on Pinrap. What would you like to do?
I want to walk towards like in front of the doorway.
Okay.
So like to block them off, and I want
Sure.
to slice at the one he hit before, in the same rib area. So see if I can just cleave him in half.
Copycat.
Hey, I gotta
All
finish
right.
the job that you took back, you know?
Go for it. Attack.
I know.
Oh yeah, that definitely hits. Wait, which one are you swinging at? I'm sorry.
The one that he hit before, I think it's
Okay,
this one.
sure. Yeah, that one
Oof.
just bone dust shoots everywhere. Just this white dust just covers the other skeleton and you. Just like poof, just this puff of
Not
bone
bad.
dust everywhere, and then the bones just collapse under the weight of your longsword.
Not bad, not bad. And then I'll just stand guard in front of the door.
Pinrap, what a monster. Okay. All right. So Lena, your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna go around this corner.
Sure.
And can I do both at the same time? Can I do this and a cantrip?
Only if the cantrip is a bonus action.
Correct. Yes.
So I can use
And
like
only if you pronounce it cantrap all the time.
I'm so good with words.
I love it.
You can do, yeah, you're allowed to do one action. So radiant consumption would be an action, and then you're allowed to do one claptrap so long as it's a bonus action.
I don't think I have bonus actions.
Okay.
So no.
All right,
I have to
so-
Google that now.
Radiant consumption. Starting at the 3rd level, you can use your action to unleash divine energy within yourself, causing a searing light to radiate from you, pour out of your eyes and mouth, and threaten to char you. Transform less for 1 minute or until you end it as a bonus action. During it, you shed bright light for a 10-foot radius and dim light for an additional 10 feet. Each of your turns, any creature within you within 10 feet take radiant damage equal to half of your level rounded up. So what, 2?
Yes, and then just for cinematic effect, she took off her mask to do this. And then she can target the shadow guy to deal her level and damage to him. And she also has celestial resistance, so I don't know how much resistance she has to radiant damage, but I don't know.
Resistance is always just half.
So here's the question that I have. This is sort of an open question for the group. So does Lena get to do the additional damage? Because it says in addition once.
If she targeted it with a spell, so if she used her reaction to cast Featherfall on the
Right.
shadow,
Got it.
yes.
But not under these circumstances.
Well, if she used her reaction to cast Featherfall on the shadow.
Which she didn't.
But her
What?
turn's not over.
Yeah, what are you saying?
What is she reacting to? She's reacting to her own. She's like, I will cast this radiant. I will take my mask off, and as a reaction to me taking my mask off, I will cast Featherfall on the shadow.
Maybe she scared herself.
3 spoopy, 5 her.
Why would I cast Featherfall?
So you only get to deal the extra damage if you deal damage to it with an attacker spell. So actually, it wouldn't work with Featherfall because you have to deal damage with an
Right,
attacker
so why
spell.
couldn't I do like Fireball?
Because it costs an action to do this in the first place.
Then
Turn
why
it on.
Featherfall?
Well,
'Cause
because
it
he thought
doesn't
it would
deal
be a
damage.
spell, yeah, that you can use as a
no.
reaction.
So to ignore the Featherfall, but you have to use an action to turn on Radiant
So I
Consumption.
can do it next turn, just not this one.
Yes.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, so
It's
I'm
still
gonna
going
do
to
that.
take the Radiant damage from being close.
But do I take radiant damage?
Yes, you will take 1 because you have resistance to Radiant damage. So you would take half.
Does he have to take like extra damage if he's like evil
Shadow.
or whatever?
I will not reveal that information, but it
If
seems
creatures
like.
are vulnerable to
But it
to
seems like a
damage and
shadow
good,
may be vulnerable to radiant damage.
You would
Rip.
think.
Rip, Mr. Shadow. Okay. All right. Yeah, Lena, that was a great turn. That was a great idea. So the shadow is now revealed from Lena taking her mask off, and there's just bright light just pouring out of her face. Ivaris, you what was your prep?
when I saw the shadow, I was
Oh,
going to
you
fire
see
an
him.
arrow.
You definitely see
All
him
right.
now. Yeah, that hits. Bless you.
Thanks.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, your arrow shoots through the shadow, but you do see it like recoil as your arrow shoots through it.
Wait, so he went during my turn because it was revealed while it's still my turn. So now I can damage it with the other portion of the spell, right?
No, you have
No,
to deal
you have
damage
to do
to
it.
it with an attacker spell.
Damn
Yeah,
it.
you have to do it.
I tried.
Yeah, it was. I mean, that was a good
Sure.
try.
Oh, I'm gonna spend one of my superiority dice because you can do that. You choose to do it after you hit.
Okay. So what? Attack
And
again or something?
I am going to distract it. I'm going to add my superiority die roll to the attack damage roll. The next attack roll against the target by an attacker other than me has advantage if the attack is made before the start of my next turn.
I'm sorry. Can you just say that again? I got lost halfway through. So someone else has advantage on their attack against the shadow?
Yeah, so it takes an extra 4 damage.
Okay.
And the next person to attack it before my turn has advantage on the attack.
Okay, cool. Got it. All right. Sizzler, looks like you're going to have advantage on the... all right, so we are... Twigblight is DED dead. We are on the shadow. So the shadow is going to rear... You see sort of the shadow like peel back away from Lena and then just collect itself seemingly and sort of dive at her. And the shadow...
I only take 4.
Well, if an 11 hits.
Does the 11 hit?
Yeah, I have 11 armor class. Does he tie or beat me?
Yeah, so if it meets, it beats. So
Okay.
your strength, I know your amazing strength is reduced by 1d4. I know that's going to be devastating to you because you use it for all of your rolls. And then let's see. So are you saying that you only take half necrotic damage when you are in your radiant form or something?
Takes half of any damage, isn't it?
No, she's just gets resistance to
Necrotic.
necrotic and radiant damage
Super
because she's
dope.
an
Okay, cool.
Asimar.
Yeah, so you take 4, but you still have to roll the 1d4 to lose strength.
Oh, I don't need to roll a 20 for the...
Oh, yeah, you do for the radiant consumption problem. Let's just do it for fun. All right. So, yeah. So So you take 4 necrotic damage, and the shadow again is sort of like revealed, and is clearly targeting Lena. They are locked in this seemingly battle of good and evil, sort of, with necrotic and
Evil and
rage.
more evil.
Yeah. Evil and other evil.
Hey, that's rude.
Evil and potentially other evil that has yet to be seen. Sizzler, what would you like to do?
Feeling a little bit embarrassed about my whiff last time. Before I toss yet another vial of acid at it, I will loudly and then throw another thing of acid at it.
All right.
And I have advantage on this. Does that mean that?
Well, no. If you attacked with your crossbows, you would have advantage. But if it has to make a saving throw, you don't get.
Okay, so it doesn't get disadvantage on a saving throw.
Correct.
Okay. I will shoot it with a crossbow.
Do it. Yeah, 17 hits. That's good too. It's good you had an advantage because the 9 would have missed. Okay. Yep. The arrow again goes through it, similar to Ivaris. What happened when Ivaris shot his arrow at it? The arrow goes through it, but it clearly like rears back. It clearly, the shadow felt the arrow pierce it.
And I will be done.
All right, Skeleton. The skeleton. The skeleton is just gonna He's gonna get at some of this fish man in front of it. Let's see. He's gonna swing at Pinrap. Does a 20 hit Pinrap?
Yeah.
All right. Take 4 damage. Oh, he takes his sword and swings at Pinrap and hits him. He is going to move through the door. Okay, so it is now Ulfgar's turn.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead. It's my Ulfgar voice. It's not very good.
I'll call my friend Justin. He'll hook us up. Got a good Ulfgar voice.
I'm just gonna hit it with my big club.
Go for it, Ulfgar.
Is it deeper on the registry? Because I don't have 3 deep voices. Is Crime Dog McGruff or whatever?
Yeah, okay, 17 hits. He did.
I'm gonna hit with my club.
Take a bite out of.
Took a bite out of bone. Yeah, all right. A 4. Yep, a 4 hits. He takes 17 hits, and he smashed one of the skeleton's feet.
And he's gonna, I guess, stare at it or wiggle his belly.
All right. That's another scowling skeleton, but you can barely tell. Ivaris.
I will shoot another arrow.
All right, do it. Yeah, your arrow goes through the shadow. This time, you do not see the shadow move or shift in any form or fashion.
I will use my action surge.
All right.
I'm consistent, if nothing else.
Yep. No. Again, you shoot 2 arrows, and just they sort of disappear into the shadow behind, the larger shadow behind the giant statue. But you don't see any movement or shifting. So your assumption is that your arrows did not strike the creature.
And I am done.
All right, Bungo.
Okay, so I'm gonna get a running start, and then I would like to dive at the skeleton, like Neo at the end of the Matrix, and get into his body.
Okay.
Inside the skeleton, if possible.
All right.
Just take control of him, start moving him.
I like it a lot.
Yeah, like the alien.
Like using the sword to break inside, I don't know, some crucial area, and then just break it from inside.
Sure. Okay. So your strike hits
For the full 10.
Yeah. So when you dive forward, I mean, go ahead and describe how it happens, and it will work. So go ahead and describe how you want to do it.
Yeah, so I around the bend, get the nice 10-foot head start, and dive perfectly horizontal with the sword out into, I guess, the lower rib area, doing a nice tight tuck and roll or flip inside the skeleton, and then just expand my entire body, arms, legs, just going in all different directions, head, and explode the bones all over the room.
Yeah,
And especially over Ulfgar.
Yep, bones just shoot out of, bones seem to explode off of Bungo's body, basically. And there's just, where a skeleton once was, there is now just a Bungo.
So does the sword make you more aerodynamic since it's pointy? Or...
Totally. It's part of the deal.
You can't
And,
quite, Bungo is so adept at movement that you can't quite tell if it's like him that's aerodynamic, if it's the sword, if it's some combination thereof. But all you know is that you saw Bungo dash by you in this like beautiful sort of arc with his sword out, and then he disappeared inside of a skeleton's body. Bones just rained over you and Ulfgar, and then Bungo is just standing where a skeleton was once standing.
I do that thing where I flex my arms and the walls bend a little bit. Well, at least you perceive the walls to bend.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah, all that bone dust in your eyes makes it seem like the walls are bending all around you. Yeah.
All right, so we see what the other guys are up to, and then I casually walk off as if nothing happened.
All right, Pinrap, what would you like to do?
You just join the others.
You just witnessed this rain of bone caused by Bungo's amazing dexterity skills. So you go into the other room?
Yeah, I'm gonna go right there. And that's about all I can do right now.
All right. Are you totally unawares of what is going on? You just stroll into the room?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay.
I mean, I was in this room fighting, right? So just sort of with everything just sort of at my side, just walking in, all nonchalantly, full of bone dust. I'm like, instead of like the blue fishness, I'm just white.
Yeah, there's like little bone chips like in your, I don't know, fish hair or whatever, and like bone, like dust. You have like one, you know when you like push your finger over, I don't know, like an old banister or something and has dust on it? That's your body, but with bone dust.
Yep.
Okay, Lena. I imagine you're still radiant at this point.
My face. Wait, I should draw it. Hold on. Wait, hold on. Bear with me.
Okay.
If you double click your token, you can give yourself an aura.
It's like fire, but it's light.
Okay, and you also have a fire aura too. Don't forget.
Oh wait, so I'll set myself on fire.
A spectral flame. So
So
you have a radiant aura
token,
and a spectral flame aura simultaneously.
If you double click your token, you can go to Aura 1.
It looks glorious.
And you can type in 10 feet, and it will put a radius around you.
Oh,
that's cool, actually.
And it moves with you automatically.
It's 10 feet, right?
Yeah.
So, does this light protrude from everywhere in your body or just from your face?
Just from my face.
But mechanically, everywhere.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do a fire thing. Hold on. Okay, firebolt.
Alright, so you take another... you take another, what, 1 damage? And he takes another 2, right? That's just persistent?
Yes. Yeah. For a minute. But each round is like, what, 6 seconds?
Yeah, each round is 6 seconds. Okay, so he takes another 2, you take another 1, and you're trying to hit him with a spell, but a 9 is not going to hit. So you shoot a fireball, again, into sort of the large shadow behind the giant dragon, but just because of the positioning, the shadow creature has quickly darted into that larger shadow, and your fireball just whiffs through the larger shadow.
Okay, well, I'm gonna use the Tides of Chaos. To finish that, so can I redo it?
Yeah, you can. You got to make a roll on a d20. Okay, go ahead. Re-roll your fireball. Oh, yeah, I think a 25 is probably going to hit. All right, yep, so you strike it with the fire, and it clearly takes damage. Then the second portion of your radiant consumption triggers, I believe.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
gonna be her level.
It's a 3.
So 9 damage in total.
Yikes, okay.
Probably more like 12.
The shadow rears back in pain.
He moved though, right? So I'm gonna follow him.
He didn't. I mean, he just moved like a couple. He just
Okay.
moved out of the way of your fireball. He didn't move.
Okay.
And the fireball, like the shadow, like clearly rears back in pain from the collective damage that Lena has provided this turn. It's the shadow's turn. He is like desperately trying to get rid of this horrid radiance that's encompassing his body, and so he strikes at Lena again. Ugh. And
Nope.
does nothing. Okay, so he is gonna try to not die. All right. Sizzler, what would you like to do?
Acid.
All right. Let's see.
But can he make the save?
He can.
So
Shadow dodges the acid. You throw it into the larger shadow, and you don't see any reaction.
I will sulk. And pass.
Womp womp womp. Okay. Ivaris.
Oh, you're skipping Ulfgar?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
Ulfgar
gonna-
can't get there and doesn't know what's going on.
Fire an arrow.
All right. Yep, that hits. Okay, Ivaris. The arrow goes through the smaller shadow, and then you just see the smaller shadow collapse.
Dope. I'm gonna run up to it. Is there actually like anything left?
It's like imagining a darker shadow in like a slightly lighter shadow, like something else inside of a shadow is casting a dark shadow, like a table or something is in the way, right? There's like a dim shadow and a dark shadow, and the dark shadow is just gone. So there's still a shadow being cast by the large dragon, but where the darker shadow was inside of that shadow has disappeared. You can't where it was though. I mean, you just shot it with an arrow, so like you can like move your hands around in that area or investigate that area if you'd like.
Wouldn't
Hey,
that shadow
Ivaris.
be not there anymore because she's like shooting light out of her eyeballs?
Also,
No, that's
Ivaris
Yeah, it still casts a
damage.
shadow.
No, because that's at the end of your turn.
Well, she can do it as a bonus action. I mean, it's fine. The combat's over.
Oh, I can turn it off then.
Yeah, you can turn it off. Combat's over.
Yeah. Okay.
Ivaris disappeared. Is he dead? Where'd he go?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So no, I'll feel around on the ground and make sure that there's not like it didn't like slink into some cracks between the flagstones or what have you.
No, so roll an investigation. Yeah, you can't quite tell. You're like frantically moving your hands around in the sort of the darkness, not darkness, but you know what I mean. Sort of frantically moving your hands around.
I'm assuming it's dead. I don't find anything. So
Right. I mean, you definitely saw it like rear back, right, from the strike, and then just like slink into the ground as if action that you've seen numerous times, like hunting or shooting arrows of a dead creature.
Bungo, I think you're. Oh, never
Ivaris,
mind.
I'll let you roll a perception as well. You want to roll a perception for me? Okay, so as you're like sort of frantically moving your hands around in the dim shadow, you sort of you cover the ground with your hands. You start to like cover the wall a little bit too, like where the back of that curve is, to see if maybe there are any like little slits in the wall or any little holes that the shadow could have gone in. And your hand pokes into one of those rat holes, and you feel something.
I'll slowly pull it out.
Okay, so you pull out a sack, like a small, not like a small sack, but like a sack that's maybe
Not a bungo.
I don't know,
size
maybe like that could roughly hold like 2 liters of water if it was not a sack. If it was a container,
if it was frozen water,
right? Yeah, 2 liters of
I'll
ice.
peek in the ice sack.
Okay, you see 34 gold pieces and 2 flasks.
I will open the flasks and give him a sniff.
You don't quite recognize what this smell is.
Are they like ornamental flasks or like utilitarian?
No, there's definitely something in the flask. There's some liquid in the flask.
Right, but are they like fancy flasks, or are they just this is something you keep in your boot for a nip?
No, they are flasks that are, you would imagine, could be broken fairly easily. They're not like ornamental or anything like that, but they're also not like drinking flasks.
They're like vials.
Fairly, right? Yeah,
they're like an Erlenmeyer flask.
Yeah, sure.
The triangle coney one.
Yeah.
I will look at Sizzler and say, I found some coin and these flasks. Can you figure out what these are?
Let me take a look at those.
I really don't want to know the context in which you heard that.
I'll figure out the coins.
Say it again, Sizzler.
You don't need to know the context in which I heard a female voice say, "Let me take a look at those."
That's like 5 gold, 8 silver.
Well, surely I can help identify the location and make of those coins.
I will hand out coins and make change so everybody gets 5 gold, 8 silver.
I am holding most of the party's collective gold.
It's true.
Sure. So there's some general team pile of gold that Bungo has, but you can split it up if you want individually too, of course. That's fine. Sizzler,
if there's a team pile, I'll just throw it on that.
Sure. Okay. So you throw the gold in the team pile. Craig, if you could add that, please. It's
Sure.
34 gold pieces. Sizzler, he hands you the 2 flasks, and you don't even need to uncork it. You could just tell by they're clear flasks. You could just tell by sort of the I don't know, the way that the liquid sort of sloshes around on the inside instantly, like without even having to think about it, that it's 2 flasks of alchemist fire.
I will hold out the flasks to Ivaris and make a fire crackle noise.
Interesting. I'll take one. Bungo, these probably explode when you throw them. Do you want one?
No, thank you. I lift up my hands. These explode when I throw them.
I'll put both on my belt pouch.
Okay. All right. So what would you all like to do right now? I think that there is a door that Pinrap is pseudo obstructing right now.
Mm-hmm.
How heavy is this dragon statue?
It's enormous, and it's made of like marble, so very heavy.
So if I like push on it, it's nothing.
I mean, unless you like crit your strength check, it's not gonna budge. And even if it did, it would budge like a millimeter.
Ooh, what if
Oh
I tried?
God, yeah. No,
What if I
pushes,
tried?
Lena, it pushes you over somehow.
What if I tried? With all the strength in my bones.
Everyone can try if they want.
Can I deface it?
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
You use
Yeah.
some penises again, or?
I am, and I'm also gonna like try to like chip some of it in the face.
Okay, well, the good news for you, Lena, is that this beautiful spectral glow that you have for 24 hours gives you advantage on charisma checks. So give me a performance with advantage to draw dicks on this marble statue.
This is literally the
23,
role that
perfect.
her entire life has been moving
Right.
towards.
Exactly. This is perfect for Lena.
Out of
yeah,
character.
Lena, with a 23, you draw perfect, immaculate dicks all over this thing.
Real veiny motherfucker.
Yeah, just like perfect. Like everyone can tell as soon as they walk in the room from like across the hall that there are dicks drawn all over this thing.
Hey, there's a button here on the floor, and I just want to jump up and down on it.
Nothing happens. Bungo's just jumping on the floor.
Happens.
Weren't there like little dragon stuff all over the walls?
Yep.
Were some of those loose?
Yeah, a lot of them were.
I want to take one and then try to destroy the rest.
All right, so you're gonna destroy the entire room. Then it's on the ceiling, it's on the walls, it's everywhere.
Yep.
Okay,
I'm
so
gonna
Lena's just
move away from where she's doing that.
Lena's just trashing this room. Okay, Lena, that's gonna take some time. That's not like an instantaneous thing.
Do you guys need to rest?
No.
No, we're good. Is there a door here?
Yeah, I want to open
Yeah,
up.
there's a door. I'm sorry, there's a door. Yeah, like right where Pinrap is. There's the door.
I went to swing open the door.
All right, the door swings open. Lena is trying to destroy an entire room, ceilings worth of things. This is what you see.
Didn't we want to like spend 2 or 3 sessions making a mosaic?
Okay, so what you see is this. Leaning and fallen stone bookshelves fill this chamber, though a clear path connects the two wooden doors on opposite walls. Torn
So
and
back
burnt
to wood, eh?
Torn and burnt pages, bindings, and scrolls form disordered piles in the corners. Ivaris gets a boner. Sorry, that wasn't in the book.
No, but I will definitely look through those while Lena
Yeah.
is occupied destroying this big room.
Man,
I will look through those before she gets a chance to
it's
light
so
those on
weird.
fire.
How did wizards know that you would love this room? That's just such a strange.
Can
I mean, hey, they wrote it in the box text. It has to happen. It's a
Seriously.
cutscene.
Can I perceive any kind of traps in this room?
You can roll an investigation to see.
See, when I say perceive, it's because I have a really bad investigation.
No, your investigation's fine. You do not notice any traps. No.
All right.
And Ivaris, if you would like to roll a perception for me.
Oh,
Hey, I'd be remiss. I'd be remiss to not ask this for Ulfgar, but Ulfgar would like to try to take the head of the dragon statue.
Okay, he can roll a strength check for that. I said, well, he doesn't. He can't seem to pry the head off of this giant statue.
Oh, you did
And
say
that would,
strength.
it would imagine you would imagine that it weighs like at least
Okay,
half
that's
of
even worse.
his weight. Okay, so
Wait, I have an idea.
what?
We have like 2 onyx gems in our group inventory. Could we put them in the empty eye sockets?
I thought they had something red in them.
They're
Yeah, but
glowing
they're
red. There's
empty.
nothing in. They're empty, but they're glowing red.
I want to try it. Does anything happen?
Are the onyx gems, since they're on my person, are they oval in shape? Does it look like they'd fit?
Yeah, they would fit.
I pop them over to Lena and I take a step to the side.
All right, Lena, you're sticking the onyx gems into the dragon eyes.
Yes.
Okay. The floor starts to rumble.
That's got to be good.
Beneath your feet.
All of a sudden, the entire castle starts caving in.
What, Lena? I'll give you an opportunity to, I don't know, do if there's anything that you want to do that thing.
What?
Move.
The ground starts to tremble beneath your feet.
I take them out.
Okay, the ground stops trembling.
I put them back in my pocket. I don't like this.
Did we all feel that?
Yeah, everyone felt it when Lena put, like, the whole room. Ivaris, you did not feel it, actually. But anyone in that room felt the ground start to tremble. It was particularly intense where Lena was, and toward the outskirts of the room, it became less intense.
I vote she puts them back in.
Pinrap.
I think you should definitely put them back in, since you got this glowing from this statue, right? That's what I heard. From
Are you trying to throw me
Ivaris.
into the hole that's about to open? Mm-hmm.
No, I don't like this. I don't like this. We need to go.
No, wait. Give me the onyx gems. I want them.
No, I'm gonna keep them from him, and I'm leaving.
Give me. I want to try to stop her before she can get in the room with my strength.
Nope.
Okay, make a strength save, and Lena, you can make, what save would you like to make, Lena? You don't have to do strength. You can do dex or something else if you'd like.
Charisma.
I mean, are you gonna try to persuade him to not grab you?
Yeah, you just tell him to get his freaking hands off me.
Okay, roll persuasion. Yep. Pinrap, she convinces you. You reach out to grab her, and she just says, "Pinrap, no. Pinrap,
That's
no."
not
fine.
Not cool.
Pinrap understands.
Cool, Pinrap.
No
Bungo.
means no.
And then you just go like, "All right, maybe I shouldn't have grabbed her."
Bungo.
And she walks away.
Steal them
Kids,
back.
this is an important lesson for the kids out there. When the lady tells you no, it means no.
This is like our G.I. Joe. Okay.
Exactly. Hashtag B2.
Yeah.
Bungo, steal it back.
Modern G.I. Joe.
We need to see what it does.
All right.
I'm gonna swallow them. Do I hear
metagaming?
Do I hear them say that? Because I will swallow them if I
You
did.
moved out of the room. You moved out of
I'm
the room.
not
You
going
can't hear
to
any
steal it back. Yeah, no. I mean, we saw it. You made an educated decision. Bungo supports his teammates.
I
it's a wise move.
support this.
Wait. Okay. So.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
So Ivaris is checking this room. Would anyone else like to check this room? Let's resolve it all at once.
Yes.
I just want to.
All right. If
whoever
wants to check the room, you're more than welcome. Please roll a perception check.
I feel like we're missing out on a giant treasure trove.
Oh, I just. Who's pushing the wheelbarrow?
That's me, obviously.
Bungo is.
Bungo, can I start throwing books and scrolls into that wheelbarrow?
It's kind of full. Will you mind pushing it? I can only. I can't. I'm not as strong as your frame allows.
Yeah.
Okay,
If you push it, yeah, sure.
So, in the corner where Ivaris, you just find common, not like common per se, but I mean, you just find like books, scrolls. None of them seem of particular importance, but you can certainly take them.
Toss them in the barrow.
Yeah, and investigate them further later. Sizzler, you do find quite a bit, actually. You find a scroll that you can tell has some magical aura about it, although you don't know what the spell scroll means or does. You find a second spell scroll as you continue to dig deeper and deeper into this pile of goods.
I want in.
Then you find a leather-bound tome that has a slight glow to it. So 2 spell scrolls, of what you are not sure, and then a leather-bound tome that has like the edges of the pages are like sort of like embossed in gold, which gives it like a nice glow.
Dang. I can identify it, but it's going to take 10 minutes per item.
Book now, scrolls later.
Wait, if that's what a 19
Just by
is, what does a 24 in perception give you?
by the pure gildedness of this leather-bound tome, I'm going to start of identify on it.
Okay, can you click the spell of identifies? Exactly. Okay. Okay, so 10 minutes goes by approximately, and you're seeing, right? Well, let's just say that like you're doing this ritual. You have the 2 scrolls and you have the book, and I'll sort of let you do a group identify so that we don't have to you guys don't have to sit there for 30 minutes.
Stand there for half an hour.
Yeah, exactly. And so you the book is actually not magical. It's not magical in nature. It wasn't created by magic. It was just finely crafted. We'll say very finely crafted, and it's written in some language that Ivaris knows is draconic based on sort of his travels and his studious nature. He knows it's draconic, but he doesn't know what it says. Unless who was that? You who did comprehend languages, or was that Lena before?
That's Lena.
That was me.
Is that still in effect? Is that a concentration? Does that last for a period of time?
I think an hour, and I don't think it's concentration.
Okay, well then, Lena, if you look at the book,
Yes.
okay, then you know that it is essentially a tome of dragon lore that's actually bound in dragon scale, and it's written. Just the entire book of dragon lore is written in draconic.
Can I like flip through some of the pages and do like? Does any of it like kind of stick with me?
Yeah, you can flip through. So it's a large book, and it's like handwritten. It's like a hand transcribed tome.
It'd be like a handy reference tome if we had a
it would be a
chance to
handy
look
reference
through it
tome.
while
Yeah, but it would be
researching.
like it would be very difficult for you to like. It's like memorizing an encyclopedia, right? I mean, like,
But is there like, is it like an
Perception.
encyclopedia where you can like kind of like look for what the hell kind of dragon this
Yep,
is?
very much so.
Find the
So what
section
kind of
with
dragon
onyx
is it?
eyes.
It's a red dragon.
But what's that mean for us?
Fire and death, typically.
Fire and treasures.
For
And
warmth
so,
and a sense of family.
yeah, a warm hearth and a hearty meal, for the dragon, that is. Okay, so Sizzler, just to sort of close the loop on your identify spell, one of the spell scrolls is of Scorching Ray. The other spell scroll is Melf's Acid Arrow.
Melf.
The second one?
Melf's Acid Arrow.
No bonus points if you can guess the sex and race of Melf.
Hey Sizzler, can I have the Scorching Ray scroll?
Can't she cast Scorching Ray?
Yeah, but only with limited number of spell slots.
Which you can now make on the fly.
But this will also augment her offensive capabilities.
I can cast it without having to use a spell slot, basically.
There
Or
you
she
go.
can use up all her spell slots and then cast it off the scroll.
How many times can a scroll be used? Just once?
A scroll is a disposable one time.
Yeah.
I'll shrug and I'll hand it over to her.
Thank you. Here, in exchange, I'll give you one of the ones I found that we didn't identify yet.
I shake my head and say, "Shinies, shinies."
I give him a gold.
Okay.
I'll shake my head and I'll make a small gem-sized orb
No!
motion with my hand.
No! I slap his hand. No.
Okay. So Sizzler, you now have one Melf's Acid Arrow spell scroll, and then one unidentified spell scroll. Lena, that means that you have one Scorching Ray spell scroll and one unidentified spell scroll. Correct?
Yes.
Great.
Just identify this new one.
You could identify. Hold on. Actually, I'll say that you can identify all of them, that process, so that you don't have to again spend another 20 minutes identifying spells. I will tell you it's not relevant right this minute. I'll flip back through and find what they were. What would you guys like to do next?
Onward.
So, if the 19 gets you 2 spell scrolls and a book, what does a 24 get you in perception?
A 24 gets you to see that Sizzler found all of the special treasure in the room. But you find a lot of great old books that seem very common.
I'm keeping anything that I don't have a copy of.
All of them.
Well, like at home, at my library.
We should actually have Ulfgar push the wheelbarrow until he gets back.
That's fine.
Can I set these books on fire?
That's why I put all the ones I wanted in the wheelbarrow.
Ulfgar,
The wheelbarrow is made of wood, and B, we should wait until we get out of the room to set things on fire, Lena.
That's why I was asking. Are we done in here? Can I cover
Can I
our
torch it?
tracks? Yes.
I want to throw that door open, so unless I
I
have to
want to-
steal those Onyx gems again, you know.
Like a weird Napoleon setting our boats on fire so we can't go back.
Or something
Sure,
else.
let's go forward.
Real quick before I open the door, can I try to like sleight of hand those gems out?
Of
Nope.
where?
Her pockets that she put them in.
I put them down my brassiere, so good luck.
Well, go ahead. Make a sleight of hand.
Good one in.
Yeah, 11. 11's not gonna
geez.
do it anyway. Lena, you Pinrap, like trying to reach his hand like toward your pocket.
I lightly cast my fireball thing at his hand enough to kind of like burn his finger and be like, "Don't
I want
you
the floor to
freaking
shake."
dare!"
Why can't we have the floor sheet?
Okay, Lena, you have just as a side note to this situation, Lena, you have a spell scroll of fairy fire that was identified in Sizzler's ritual, and Sizzler, she handed you a spell scroll of expeditious retreat.
Thank you.
If that fail, I'll open the door in front of me then.
You open the door in front of you to reveal damp and crumbled steps descend sharply.
Does the
Yes.
stench of mildew emanate from the wet dungeon walls in the stairwell?
Very much so.
We should head downwards to attack the dark.
Alright, Ulfgar will pick up the wheelbarrow.
All right.
It's cool, guys. I got
So-
Feather Fall now.
Awesome.
I really want the floor to shake.
I will
I
start
feel like we're
shaking
missing-
Pinrap. Can I start shaking Pinrap's legs?
Yeah, of
Whoa.
course.
I just really want to see if we're missing, like, you know, a giant opportunity. You know, death or not.
Missing a giant opportunity to not destroy the world. And then I will let you guys know that I had a vision of death and destruction and this whole place turning into dust.
That's later. Shaking floor would be fine.
No, I'm pretty sure it's the dragon and these freaking goblins that I will destroy every single last one of.
Or maybe it's just you burning the entire goddamn place down, you know?
Yeah, Lena, at this
A
point,
vision of yourself.
yeah, seriously, at this point, Lena, you just might be projecting yourself. Okay, so the can you guys see on the other side of Lena's fire
Yes.
and ice mess? That's where the stairs lead. So you can sort of pick yourselves up and put yourself there.
I did
You go
notice
down-
that real
You
quick.
go down under the fire and ice chamber, and you pop up on the other side. Would the steps descend about 15 feet, an 8-foot high stone corridor passes about 7 feet below that sort of ice and fire chamber, leading you to a long corridor.
A long door, huh?
Oh,
Yes.
Ooh, there's some doors.
and
Yeah.
several doors. Yes.
So are they wooden?
Yeah, actually, the first door that you see to the one that's on the eastern side of the wall is wooden.
Alright, so we better get past here before he gets back. You might want to smash it.
All right,
Is
well,
that a
push
door?
away.
Is there anything I'd like to check for traps before we start running down this long, narrow corridor here?
Sure. Go
I
ahead
was
and
fine
roll
to
an
go for
investigation.
it.
Okay, yeah, you do not sense any traps. All right, so you come across the first door. Would you like to?
I want a. Is there a keyhole?
There is a keyhole.
Can I see through it?
It's dark on the other side.
Well, I want to open the door then.
Okay, the door seems to be locked.
Alright, and I'll call for the Bungo man with all his thievery skills to come unlock this door for me. While his
Wheelbarrow, no! No wheelbarrow! All right, sure. Gotta get the wheelbarrow to a safe spot.
where it won't fall
So
apart.
I will attempt to open this first door here.
Okay. Thieves' tools.
I do. Yeah.
Oh, you do not. You cannot seem to unlock the door.
Yeah, no, I do like the whole I knock on it, I'm putting my ear to it, and this crack does not want to be opened. This is not a nut to be opened. Perhaps the second door.
Or maybe it's really just a job for Ulfgar and his smashy smash.
I mean, there's a second door down here. Why don't we try this one?
Fine.
Yeah. So.
Well, to be fair, it is a wood door, and I don't think we've met a wood door that Ulfgar has not great axed.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
All right. So, I mean, Ulfgar, as Bungo is, saying, is having a hard time with it. Here comes a great axe.
All right, roll up. Okay, so you chop a piece off of the door. I mean, it seems like it's reinforced to some degree, but you definitely chop. There's this loud chop, and some wood splinters off of the top of the door, and you hear some rustling. The other door, the southern door, springs open, and a goblin rushes out and yells, "Intruders!"
See, Pinrap, see.
Hey.
Let's
I was just
all
being true to Ulfgar's character, you know?
roll initiative.
And now I'm in the way. It's your
That's
fault.
not my fault. That's not my fault. You walked in front of me.
Oh, you guys rolled such great initiatives as well. No, they rolled crappy ones.
See, you're fine. You go first and everything. You got this.
No, well, yeah.
What?
I tend to go first, yes.
This thing. Here we go.
And you got like 24 actions a turn, so.
Yeah, most of them are going to be running away from now on.
All right. Done. So, who is first? Bungo.
Yes, it is
What?
I.
What are you going to do?
I need to shut up this goblin up, so I will stabby, then kicky.
All right. Let's see it.
With the stabby,
I
and
think
then
a
kicky.
15 hits.
Oof.
No, a 15 does not hit. The 24 does hit though.
Oof. No, it's only 6 then.
All right.
I kick him in his jaw, and then I will take the opportunity attack if he chooses to take it as I retreat.
He certainly will.
Yeah, he will continue to.
He slightly concussed from getting punched in the face. He whiffs on his short sword or his scimitar strike. All right, so we are going on Ulfgar. Actually, Ulfgar's not. I mean, all right. So Ulfgar, not even being here, his great axe is. What the fuck? His sorry, the cats are. I don't know what the cats are doing. Apparently, killing themselves.
Hey, what's up?
The Ulfgar is his great axe.
That's my bi-weekly amount that goes into my account.
Craig, we can all hear you. Okay, Ulfgar's
I take out.
Craig.
Nah, dog.
Okay, I'll deal with that. Okay.
Craig.
Yeah.
Okay, Craig.
Okay.
Craig. Hey, Craig. Craig. Okay, great. Hopefully Craig's personal business stays his. Yeah, hopefully Craig's bank account number stays his bank account number.
Not for long.
So, Ulfgar's.
Hello? Can you hear me now?
Yes,
We could hear you the whole
problem was is that we
time.
could hear you the whole time, Craig. So now,
Cool.
yeah. So Ulfgar's great axe is wedged in the door, and so he is not going to be participating at least in this round. Do a strength.
He has other
strength
weapons.
Save.
He has other weapons.
Do a strength save. Oh yeah! Wow, he pulls it out. Okay, yep, he pulls his great axe out of the door, and that takes this round of combat. That was his action, but he can participate in the fight that I was not otherwise going to let him participate in. Pinrap,
Yeah.
it's your turn.
All right, I'm gonna charge forward.
Well, can he rage? Hold on, since it's still his turn, can he not rage?
No, he can do that as a bonus action.
Yeah.
Yeah, then yeah, he definitely can.
Rage and move forward.
Okay. Pinrap, it's your turn.
Yeah, I wanted to charge forward and just like try to decapitate this goblin with my longsword.
Sure.
Guaranteed that probably doesn't hit because the short sword didn't hit.
Yeah, that does not hit.
Yeah, and then I'll just do nothing.
All right. It is Ivaris, your turn.
Fire an arrow. Pew, pew.
So shout out to Trembling Beast. Okay, arrow. Let's see. Yeah, 22 hits. $10 damage. Ouch, that stings. Okay. Yeah, this goblin is looking. The arrow just pierces through the goblin's armor, and it seems to be pretty bad off.
And I'll move in front of the wheelbarrow.
All right.
Gotta keep that safe. All those books.
Oh, I don't even have the goblins on here. It's it's Sizzler. It is. Wait, what is your Sizzler? What is your initiative, or what is your dex bonus?
X bonus 2.
Okay. What? All right, you can go first. So what would you like to do?
I'll waddle up behind Lena, and I will reach into my alchemist satchel and pull out a vial of acid and rear back with my arm like an outfielder and lob the acid over Lena and Pinrap and hit the goblin.
Better not
Okay.
fail that for me. I don't need acid on the back of my head.
All right, let's see if this goblin can make his dex. He does. Okay, so the acid just, sort of the way that you're lobbing it over, just sort of sails over the top and doesn't quite dip over Pinrap in the way that you hoped it did. So it lands on the other side of the goblin and smashes against the back wall.
I'll snap my fingers like chucks, and then I'll be done.
Which is harder than you'd think with feathers on them.
Those are all burnt up. I don't have any feathers on my arms.
All right, the goblin's turn. So this goblin is going to move to here and attack Pinrap.
It ain't gonna hit me. Just you watch.
Probably not.
Nope.
All right, then another goblin piles out through here and is going to shoot you with a short bow.
Nope.
18 does not hit?
Does he have disadvantage for using a ranged weapon within 5 feet of an enemy?
No.
An 18 does hit. I lied.
Okay, so you take 8. Another arrow flies through the door.
The 5e, if you're making a ranged attack with an enemy next to you, you have disadvantage.
Well, then he could have shot before he ran through the door. Either way, it's fine. And his scimitar attack is actually exactly the same. So either way, another arrow flies. So an arrow flies through the door, but it doesn't hit you. And then another goblin piles out and swings at you as well with a scimitar.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, it hits me.
All right. And that is the end for the goblins. So it is Lena's turn.
I'm gonna cast magic missile at the one right south of Pinrap.
South of Pinrap. Okay. That's a new one. The one that's like injured is the one that's south of Ivaris. Just heads up.
That's fine.
All right, go for it.
Hold on.
You're casting comprehend languages on the goblin. Okay. It's super effective. It's super effective.
It's clicking all the wrong things.
It's clicking it?
Yes.
Understood. Yeah, no, it wasn't my fault for speaking with the open mic. This Discord is awful. That's clearly.
It's 34
I feel your pain.
plus.
Totally.
I'm sorry. It's 34 plus what? What? What are you doing?
There we go.
All right. You cast magic missile on him for 12 damage.
Wow.
All right. That stings. Are you doing anything else?
No.
What is this, Ivaris?
That's from her Tides of Chaos thing before. So the second paragraph is the part that really matters.
Wait, so is magic missile is not a cantrip?
No, it's a first level spell.
Oh, then yeah, you definitely need to. Oh, she rolled it. Okay, 7.
Well, no. This is not saying roll a d20 for it. It's saying, hey, just roll on the table.
Wait, I can have her roll on the table whenever I want?
Well, from Tides of Chaos, well, I mean, yes, you can because you're the DM, but Tides of Chaos, basically, you can choose to just have her roll on the table when she uses Sorcerer spell, and then she gets her Tides of Chaos back.
Yes, that 7 is on the table, my dear. That's
well, it's a D100 for the table.
Oh, are we doing? Which one were we doing before? We were doing the D like
It's like
10,000.
D10,000.
Okay,
The D100 one is the one in the book.
Okay, let's do the D100 that's in the book. That is super fun. Lars, thank you for bringing that to my attention. All right, let's pull up the D100. 97.
Oh shit! And Lena, you get your Tides of Chaos back.
Oh my god, yes.
So you can use it again.
Nice.
This is so much better than I thought it was. I'm super upset that she never rolls a 1, and so I'm actually super excited now.
She got it back the next time that she casts a spell before using Tides of Chaos. She doesn't have to roll on the table, right?
So normally when she casts a spell, she rolls a d20, and if she rolls a 1, she rolls on the wild magic table. When you use Tides of Chaos, which you need to actually use before you make your rolls because it gives you advantage, then the next time you cast a sorcerer spell at first level or higher, the DM can just be like, well, roll a wild magic surge, and then you get Tides of Chaos back once that happens.
Okay, so I believe a 97 is you are surrounded by faint ethereal music for the next minute.
So she's glowing and there's music around.
Yeah. So she's glowing. She's glowing with this sort of like light ethereal flame, if you will, and now she also has like an ethereal theme song that's faint that follows her around.
Is it with a harp? Or?
So he can also have me roll on that table whenever he wants, just for like story purposes.
Well, he's the goddamn DM. He can make you roll on any fucking table.
Then why aren't you having me roll on the table more?
Can her theme song be Epic Sex?
She gets to choose her own theme song. I think that's how that works. Or that's how I'm gonna have it work right now. She can choose her. If it's a theme song, she can have her choose her own theme song. No, I'm definitely that over and over for a minute. No, now that I get Tides of Chaos a little bit better. I'm definitely gonna have you because I've been having you roll this whole time, Lena, to see if you go to the wild magic table. But now that I understand it a little bit better, I'm gonna just start having you roll on the table as opposed to for the table.
Well, it's both. If she uses Tides of Chaos, then you just get to say whenever you feel like it, make her roll on the table. And then if she hasn't used Tides of Chaos, then whenever she casts a spell that's got a level, then she rolls a d20 to see if she gets a surge.
Sure. I am going to start using it more strategically now that I understand it a bit better. Okay. Thank you for that little 5e rules lawyering. Okay, so whose turn is it? Okay, Lena, you did that. You have Tides of Chaos back. You did 12 damage to the goblin that is immediately south of Pinrap. And would you like to do anything else with your turn?
Yes, so the fact that I am now playing music freaks me out, and I sit on the floor and plug my ears.
All right, so you are now on the ground, plugging your ears, music playing. You have a glow, like this is a crazy day. Clearly a crazy day for you. All right, Bungo, what would you like to do?
Yeah, let's get in there. Good old punch and kick combo. The short sword. There's 13 hit the goblin.
13 does not hit, no.
Oh.
And that's also going to get some sneak attack.
Yeah, 26 certainly hits.
So
I'm sorry, which one are you striking, Craig? Oh, that one. Okay,
near one.
Yeah, that one dies.
So 16.
Yep, you killed him.
Yep. And then I will back up. Because I am not a frontline character.
Okay, Ulfgar, what would you like to do? Or what would someone like to do with Ulfgar?
Did Ulfgar, he did get attacked, right?
He has not gotten attacked, no.
Oh, you strategically did not attack him. Got it.
No, I just attacked Pinrap because he was the one that was right there, and he was injured.
Yeah, because Ulfgar is. Okay. Sure.
Ulfgar's what?
So.
I'm sorry, Ulfgar's what?
Let's attack.
Destroy.
Nope, 15 does not hit.
It does not hit.
Nope.
Sure. Well, we'll have him rage again.
All right, so Ulfgar rages again.
Yep. That's it for him.
All right, it is now Pinrap's turn.
What am I going to do? The one in front of me got hit, right?
Yes, by Lena.
And if I go like here, then down to here, is that possible without getting hit?
Sorry, where down to where?
1 over, then 2 down.
Yes, that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, because the one that's fine.
All right, and if I wanted to hit the one now directly to my right, I could do my long sword, and if it hits, I could do my divine smite.
Yes.
Okay, I'm doing that then. I'm just gonna try to cleave him in half.
Let's see the roll.
Oh, Jesus.
Nope, a 15 does not hit, unfortunately.
All right. Well, that's it.
All right.
I'm gonna attack the goblin that's already been hit of those
Yep,
two.
that's the one closest to you. Yep, that hits. All right. Yep.
And that's it.
That he is looking rough. Real rough. Sizzler.
I think I will shoot my crossbow at the wounded one.
Okay. Yeah, you again just there's a couple people ahead of you. You're trying to aim and do all these things, and it just you can't quite connect with the crossbow through the crowd.
I will be done.
All right, goblins. Let's see. At least one is gonna attack Pinrap.
Does not hit me.
All right. One is going to attack Ulfgar with a short bow. Does a 17 hit?
I don't believe it does.
I'm
Correct.
pretty sure it does. Because he has less AC than I do, and I have
Pinrap.
18.
Yeah.
Pinrap. Does Pinrap a 23 hit?
Yeah.
Okay, so Pinrap take 3. Does a 17 hit Ulfgar when he's raging?
AC
It does, but he is resistant, obviously, so he takes half.
Okay, sure. So Ulfgar takes 3, Pinrap takes 3, and the goblins are done. Lena.
Nope, she is rocking back and forth.
Okay, fingers and ears rocking back and forth. She can still hear the music. Bungo.
Yeah, it's Bungo time. Bungo, 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 bungo.
Try to do what you did with the skeleton again.
This is on both.
All right.
Yeah, Bungo misses on both, and
Ulfgar.
I guess we'll stay here. Yes, Ulfgar. Woo. Does he have
Reckless attack?
No, I'm seeing what else. Make a weapon attack, strength. Okay, he gets an extra +2 to damage right now since he's raging. I'm just trying to see what else he's got on here. Okay. Yeah, he's just gonna attack.
That
Seems
hits.
good.
Yeah.
Add 2 to this.
I get a +2 bonus damage with one-handed
Yep.
weapons too.
Which one were you attacking? The one right next to him?
Yeah, the one right in front.
So
13.
Yep.
To that guy.
He is dead.
All right. What does Ulfgar see now that the door's open? They're
He
spilling out.
sees a goblin right in his face. Hold on, I will reveal the area. Okay, that is what Ulfgar sees. All right, Pinrap.
Yeah, I wanna, because I wasn't defeated from the last time I missed, I wanna try it again to cleave this goblin in half.
Go for it.
God.
Nope. You
Alright.
whiff. You just are continually whiffing. Whiff, 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 whiff.
I'm officially feeling defeated.
Ivaris.
The whiff
How
of the fish.
dare you? Yeah, that's not fair.
Yeah, that does not hit. You again. There's a pile of people in front of you. It's just hard to aim through that without hitting your fellow adventurers. Lena, can you roll me a perception, please?
Ooh.
Okay, Lena, you notice as you're sitting with your fingers in your ears, you notice Sizzler's hand reaching, trying to reach into your pocket.
I am going to. Well, can I do something about it, or do I just notice it?
No, you could do something about it.
How much HP does he have?
Whoa.
Don't disclose that information.
You know what? I could do that. I'm gonna smack his hand away. Let's see here. And then I have advantage, right, on charisma?
Correct.
I'm gonna tell him he can't do that.
All right, so you're gonna try to persuade him to not do that. Okay, you can Sizzler.
Actual persuasion? Yeah.
No, I mean that's fine. Sure. So the 20 is still fine. So Sizzler, I'll let you roll a charisma save against that. You don't have advantage, so she is the special buff.
23.
Yeah, no. So she knocks your hand away and convinces you, like, no, Sizzler, no. And as we learned earlier from our Me Too hashtag Me Too GI Joe 2018 moment, is that when Lena says no, it means no.
Or I
All
will
right.
cast magic missile.
No, okay, okay, all right. Well, that's going a little far. Anyway, Ivaris, were you doing anything else with your turn? I'm sorry.
I'll move down a little bit, but other than that, no.
Okay, Sizzler, it is now your turn.
Uh,
You just had your hand slapped away, and Lena convinced you, no. Sizzler, no.
I'm thoroughly convinced that was a bad idea, and I will move around Lena and fire a crossbow at the one goblin that's still in the room.
Sure.
Was he trying to get those precious onyx gems for me?
All right. Yeah. No. Again, it's just it's hard. It's hard for you to shoot from back there. There's a pile of people in front of you. You can't quite maneuver the crossbow bolt through the crowd to only hit the goblin. So in your attempts not to hit your fellow adventurers, the bolt boing against the wall.
I'll look down at my crossbow and growl like a dog at it.
All right. The goblins. Let's see. Okay, this one of the goblins obviously is going to strike at Ulfgar.
Oh.
Yeah, sure, for 2 damage.
The other one is going to strike at Pinrap.
Oh my Jesus. Yeah, that hit him, yeah.
And then the goblins pass the turn. Lena.
So noticing Sizzler try to steal the onyx gems kind of like recentered her.
Okay.
Back to like where she was.
Glad I could help.
She's going to cast a magic missile at the one south of Ulfgar.
Lena, I have a sort of a technical question for you about Lena. How does Lena carry her items? Does she have like a backpack or a bag or something?
She has
She eats them, of course.
an explorer's
Yeah, the
pack,
items that she does not eat. Okay, she's an explorer's pack.
but she put the like gems like in her clothes. Like,
Sure,
and yeah.
sure. So, can you roll a perception for me, please? Okay, so you realize that your explorer's pack is like on the ground, not on your person. Your explorer's pack is so when you stood up, right? Your explorer's pack essentially stayed on the ground, and it's like oddly, like awkwardly and slowly, like sort of rolling around.
Interesting.
Well, I guess I'm gonna pick it up and look inside of it instead of doing magic missile.
Okay, so when you pick it up and look inside of it, you
A fire snake.
The one from the previous room.
you take an attack from a twig blight.
Oh, son of a bitch! Ah, you little. Oh, not you, not you.
That
Will.
tree she's had this whole time.
Does a 9 hit?
No.
Okay, so you drop the bag fast enough that the attack does not hit, but you now have light on the square behind you.
Oh shit! Those goblins were selling twig blight seeds to people on the surface.
For some reason, I can't add a stupid twig blight, but there is one behind you. We can draw a little squiggle or something. There you go. Yep, blue twig blight right behind you.
Did that take up all of my actions?
Hold on one second. Let me see this.
Or would her checking her own bag be like a simple action?
15. No, I won't. That won't take up your action. You just dropping your bag didn't take up your.
Okay, I'm gonna instead cast Scorching Ray at the twig blight.
Okay.
So that gets 3 rays, and you can target them at separate things as well.
Do I
That's
have
fancy.
to like call the targets now, or can I wait to see if it kills it first and then transfer any luck?
No, you have to call the targets beforehand.
Call the targets, but if you wanted to use your Tides of Chaos to get advantage on one of those attack rolls, now is when you would choose to do it.
Ooh, I like you.
You don't say.
That's convenient.
I mean, I do, but I really like you right now. Yeah, I'm gonna do 2 on the twig blight and 1 on the one south of Ulfgar.
All right, let's do it.
With advantage on the one south of Ulfgar. So that's for the twig blight. Oh wait, yeah. So 6 damage.
Okay.
Twig blight. Ulfgar.
Oh my god, she fucking called it like a champ.
Whew, okay, so the one below
That was-
Ulfgar. Yeah, can I have damage on the other one that goes to the Ulfgar?
So the 2 was for the twig blight and 6 was for the twig blight.
Okay, so the twig blight explodes. You kill the twig blight.
Okay, and then 9 was for Ulfgar.
Okay, yep, that one looks looking rough.
And you need me to roll?
Yep.
Okay.
This is just the 1d20. Okay. All right.
She has used her Tides of Chaos, so that is in effect.
Got it. All right. So, Bungo, what would you like to do? Lena, you can delete the. Whoever drew the twig blight can delete it. It is now dead.
Simultaneous stab and punch.
All right. Let's see. Stab punch.
Ultimate stab punch.
Oh.
Apparently
Alright,
it's not
misses.
as effective.
Punch
Punch misses.
misses. Stabbing
Yeah,
and punching at the
it
same time is not super effective against these goblins, apparently.
looks kind of cool.
Oh
though.
yeah, looked really cool. Did not effective.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do anything else.
All right, Ulfgar.
Yeah, he's gonna destroy the one to the south, I think.
Okay.
Ulfgar swing. Ulfgar miss.
Ulfgar miss. He's too giddy
Seems-
excited by the fact that Pinrap might die.
Yeah.
What would you like to do?
So wait, inspiration real quick. That gives me what?
You get advantage. You
Advantage.
call it before you roll it, and then you get
So
advantage
real
on that
quick,
roll.
I'm gonna use my inspiration. I haven't used for 2 sessions.
Okay.
I'm gonna do the same thing I've been trying to do.
All right. Roll with advantage.
Oh damn it!
Just roll again.
With just normal or
Yeah.
with advantage.
Normal. Oh, you
Thank
got it. Your
God.
advantage worked because you got it on the second one. Okay, sweet. So you hit it.
That's what I did.
16 damage? Holy, yeah. That thing, it's
No, that's an attack roll. So you need to do the damage for your longsword and then figure out how much damage Divine Smite is. And probably just roll the damage off of it.
So
There you go.
yeah,
Oh,
okay.
my bad.
It's definitely dead. It is 150% dead.
Yeah, so there you go. You did 22 damage.
Yay, you did
Worth
it. Good job, Pinrap. That was a wise use of your inspiration.
And then I'm gonna hide in this corner so that it can't see me and try to kill me. And end my turn.
It had a grenade on its person. You also died with it.
Oh. Great.
Alright. Ivaris, what would you like to do?
I will fire an arrow at that Gerblin.
Sure. Through the doorway. Go for it.
Nope.
Yeah, that definitely hits it. All right. 6 damage. Ouch.
And I will move.
Okay. Sizzler, what would you like to do? From that position, you can likely not see the goblin through the doorway.
Yeah, I'll move down to my injured-looking fish friend, and I will put a vial of white liquid and offer to pour it into his mouth.
Pinrap, do you accept Sizzler's offer?
A vial of white liquid into my mouth.
It could be anything. It could even be a boat.
He didn't even buy you dinner first.
Yeah, I know. That's you're jumping like so many things now. I guess I'll accept it though.
All right. He accepts. Pinrap accepts Sizzler's white liquid.
Sizzler hasn't done anything against me yet. He's even tried to get those gems for me.
All right. You gain. Oh wow, max crit healing drought. Nice.
Not bad, not
No,
bad.
it's got 2d8 on it.
Oh, it says
'Cause I'm level
1d8.
3. Well, I know it says 1d8, but I'm level 3, so it gains a d8.
That's awesome. Not as good a roll then, but still.
Yes.
Pretty average.
Yeah. Okay, so gain 8 hit points. Pinrap. Sizzler, is that the rest of your turn?
Yep.
All right, the goblin is going to try to kill our friend Ulfgar. Is he still raging?
Yeah.
All right. Get him. 20. Takes 3. Man, he's rolling great. Unfortunately, he's attacking a raging. Lena.
I'm gonna cast magic missile at the goblin dude.
All right, you're going to have to move forward.
There is a pile of books and wood in a wheelbarrow next to you.
Don't burn it.
All right, magic missile. Is that a first level spell?
It is.
It is.
All right, well, let's see that. What D100?
Can't wait
You'll have
till
to look at
everybody
him.
within
Oh.
5 feet of her takes 40,000
What-
damage.
Yeah, what is 5? Okay, what? I get to choose and control. Let's see.
Oh no.
Okay.
Modron. What's a
Oh
modron?
god. They're basically calculators with eyes.
calculators.
Yes, with eyes.
Does it have
What?
feet and arms?
Some of them.
What?
DM, does this one have arms and legs? Is it going to try to kill us with its numbers?
Maybe. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so you all see Lena cast magic missile on the goblin. The goblin dies from the missile blast, and then right next to Lena, you see this sort of like loud poof, or you hear this like loud poof, and everyone turns to look, and this like small puff of smoke goes away, and you see this creature. Let's see if I can show you all. We'll just click here. You all see this picture. I'll post it.
Didn't work.
Can you copy and paste that? Let's see if I can get it.
You could just
Yep.
continue.
There it
See
is.
Well, it's got wings.
Yeah, it's a calculator with eyes.
It's even got a sword.
And it doesn't say anything. It just appears and like looks around, sort of with this like sort of confused look on its eye.
Where did you
All
come
right.
from?
Where did you come from?
Oh god.
I asked you.
I asked you.
Fair enough.
I raised a hand.
It raises its hand.
I scratched my butt.
It scratches its butt.
This is silly.
This is silly, it says.
I'm sorry, what?
It doesn't respond.
So, I'll move on. What do we see in the rest of this room?
You see, so you start to see, as you move into this room, you start to see a garden appear. Lena, your song is over, by the way. You start to see a garden appear before your eyes.
Don't touch the trees. They'll turn into twig blights in your bag.
So I will give you the description of what you see specifically, and then we will end for the evening on that note, on that bombshell. Twigs and roots are piled up on the floor of this sagging chamber. The collapsed southern wall opens into a vast cavern. Luminescent fungus on the rough walls and high roof loom over the twilight grove of sickly briars, bushes, saplings, and other woody plants. Ruined walls and hollow towers protrude from the briars. And that is where we will end for this evening. What?
Wait, can I do something real quick?
Yeah, you all can do like any sort of simple type actions you want to do. You cannot like move into the garden briar area, but any other sort of other stuff you want to do, we can.
So the 2 onyx gems I want to put in that thing that got summoned. I want to put it in his pocket.
He does not have pockets. He's just a mechanical sort of flying creature.
He doesn't have like anything I can attach it to, so when he disappears, they disappear with him.
You could hand them to him, presumably.
Yeah, you could put them in his hand. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Does anyone know what this thing is?
It does not respond.
No, I mean, I'm asking the group. Would anyone know Would we roll for
What,
that? Would
what
we have
sort of
a
roll would it be?
Under what circumstances? Okay, so let's go through this logically for a second first, then we can maybe do rolls. Like, under what circumstances would a I'm thinking of your backstories and looking at these things.
I read a lot.
Ivaris would probably be the only one, unless have any of you had like experiences on other planes? I don't think so, right?
Yes.
I've talked to a lot of people.
I'm from a
I
different
hear
plane.
things.
What plane are you from, Lena?
The celestial, the astral plane.
Okay, so
No,
Lena,
she's from Mount Celestia.
yeah, so Lena, you probably have run into one or two of these before. Ivaris, if you make propose a roll to me, and I will.
Probably
water
Arcana, not likely to be religion or history.
Yeah, whatever you, any of those three will work.
And real quick, my Discord's not working. What is this?
No, we
We're
don't know what you don't know what it is yet.
Discussing the thing.
Oh, yeah.
Ivaris, you're not quite sure. You think that in your through your research that you've read descriptions of this thing, but you're not sure exactly what that said or what it. You're not exactly sure like what the origin story was or what it is, but you do recall it being like generally lawful and otherwise good. It's not. It doesn't seem like it's something that's going to injure you out of the blue. Lena, Lena, you do recognize it almost immediately. You don't know how it got there, but you do recognize it.
I still do what I did.
Okay. It's holding the gems. It clasps its hand around the gems.
I'm gonna tell it to go home.
And it's gonna how do you say it?
Persuasively.
Like at the end of that movie about Bigfoot.
So you look at it and you say, "Go home," and it looks back at you and says, "Go home."
But I rolled a 23.
Okay, it still responds to you as, "Go home."
You're telling me you're giving away the gems I want?
I did that in the hallway, and you were in this room, so...
Yeah, so Sizzler, my eyes are like bugged out of my head because this creature that just materialized has mechanical wings, which are literally my life's goal right now. So like I'm just fawning over it, and I'd like to inspect its wings to see if I can figure out how the heck these things are working and what they're made out of.
Yeah, it doesn't stop you from Sizzler. You know, you're sort of a little bit surprised. It does not stop you from like touching it or like running your hands like against its wings or like prodding it, so long as it's like gentle prodding. You know, as long as you're just inspecting it, and all of it, it doesn't seem to even react to you touching it.
Keep it PG.
So is there anything I can learn from this creature in studying its outward mechanics of its wings here?
I don't know that under the time constraints you can learn a lot, but propose a roll and I will see what you can do.
I guess Tinker's tools, if I can figure out.
Sure, that makes sense.
What's going on with it?
Yep. Okay, so you sort of get the basic structure of like you're touching it, like you're running your hands along it. Maybe you have like a tool or two that you're, you know, like sizing it up and like trying to figure out the materials, like lining stuff up. And you're starting to piece it together in your head. This is what I'll say. So because it's like essentially you need to see something to be able to like mimic it or make it. I mean, you are a long way to like knowing the components and like the basic structure of how you need to make it happen.
Do I know any materials here, or just generally speaking, I'm made a lot of progress to figuring out how to make mechanical wings.
Right. This creature is not made of items that you recognize. So if you saw those items again, you may be you would know, right, that that's what it was made of, but you've never seen these items before.
Okay. Can I try to stuff them into my bag of holding?
No! No! No!
Take the gems.
You yeah, I mean, you could do whatever you want. It's D&D.
I'm gonna try to stuff them into my bag of holding.
Sizzler!
I can't let this get away.
No! Can I? No!
All right.
I'm gonna defend him.
Okay, so Sizzler, I want you to make a I mean, what is this going to be, a sleight of hand check or something?
No, it can't be sleight of
I
hand.
mean, is he resisting? Is this thing gonna resist his stuffing?
I mean, yeah, it does not want to go in Sizzler's bag, so yeah, it's going
That's
to.
like a full-on grapple, right?
Sure, but I'm trying to see how this would go. Sizzler, like, I assume that it's like sort of flying in the air. I assume that you're just going to try to like sweep it without it looking like into your bag that's already open behind it, right?
Like a butterfly net, just catch
Yeah,
it.
sure. Okay, so yeah, and you're going to try to do it quickly and not like give it time to react. So I would imagine that's going to be a dex issue.
Doesn't this thing disappear a minute later?
None
He
of
doesn't
us
know
We
that yet.
don't know that.
Yeah, no one knows.
None of
that.
us know that.
Oh.
Okay, so let's see. Roll your dex or your sleight of hand, Sizzler. Oh God, that's good. Oh God,
No!
Lena, are you gonna try to intervene? Otherwise,
Yes!
this thing is going. Okay,
Yes, I am.
all right. You're gonna have to do a dex save of sorts too.
I can't do charisma.
I mean,
No.
how are you gonna what are you gonna do in the split second to try to charisma save this situation
So,
from happening?
is it Dex you're making me roll?
I mean, if you can convince me of charisma, I'll let you do it. I just can't think of what you would do in the meantime.
Tell Sizzler to quit being a jerk.
I mean, but it happens like so fast. How do you? So he's gonna go in the bag, right?
I can tell the thing to look out. And then can he like re-roll his dodge because
No.
I'm alerting him?
No.
Ugh.
It all happens in one sort of action. So you can roll a dex to try to push him out of the way or something along those lines. I can't think of why charisma would be applicable. Yeah, so it doesn't. So Sizzler, you currently have your bag over this creature, and you can feel it like moving on the inside of the bag.
All right, I got myself my dream, my schematic.
All right, what are you gonna do now? Because you have a bag over a flying creature that's trying to get out. So like it's
Holding,
open,
which is
like
like a vacuum of space.
but it's open like on the ground, right? You have like the ground, like you know, like a butterfly net where you close it like, on the
I'm gonna
ground.
close the bag.
Alligator roll. Okay, so Sizzler, this thing is fighting you. Make a strength save to close the bag against it fighting to try to get out. All right, yeah,
In my bag.
you close the bag. The bag is closed.
I'll start jumping and clicking my heels.
All right, Sizzler has stolen this creature, I suppose. and the gems.
Yeah, but he doesn't know the gems are in the bag. And the only way you get stuff out of a bag of holding is thinking about it while you reach inside of it.
Her put it in.
So
its
that's
hand.
probably gone forever.
No.
No, I saw her put the onyx gems in its hands.
She did do it in front of everyone.
Oh, he was still in the hallway, I guess.
I wasn't gonna let that thing out of my sights.
All right, so that's where we'll end. Sizzler has this sort of mystical, magical creature in its bag. That
Sizzler, you're dead to me.
Wait, does that mean he can get the gems when the creature goes away then?
I mean, perhaps. I mean, we're gonna have
It's
to
not
resolve.
going to disappear. There's no way. I'm going to study this thing for days and days. I'm going to build some wings. It's going to be great.
All right.
You could just tear apart its wings. That might be easier, just to tear apart its wings.
Yeah.
You monster!
Let's do that. I agree. I'll help you. I have some strength. I
this
can
guy-
tear them off for
Yeah,
you.
I don't recommend tearing apart this dude's wings. The store might be back up by then.
This got dark real fast.
Uh,
When Sizzler's
Oh,
off.
I just deleted myself.
the gems are just safer with me. That's his bottom line.
Well, they are now in Sizzler's bag along with this modern creature.
There you go. Congratulations, Modron. He is now in a weird space.
Give me the creature. I'll tear its wings off for you. You can use them.
You are the worst
Okay, well, all right.
paladin.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure that's how paladins work, but
Hey, now.
by all means.
I'm pretty sure we realized that in 5th edition, I don't have to be good.
This is true. Paladins just need to be exemplars of their ideals.
And my ideal is to destroy everything that I don't like.
No, I think you're mixing that up with Lena's.
No, she's burning everything she doesn't like.
All right, y'all are nutty. Anyway, all right, good session. I will see you guys next week when you can sort of gallivant through this
This forest
garden in
soon to
front of
be
you.
on fire. Freeze.
Yeah, it sounds like
No, he was right. Paladin of Conquest, it's not merely enough to defeat an enemy in battle. You must be so overwhelming that the enemy's will to fight is shattered. You must
Exactly.
tolerate
You know how
no
you do that?
dissent.
tearing wings
Yeah.
off.
Your word is law. Those who disobey shall be those who obey shall be favored. Those who defy shall be punished. Your rule shall be stronger until one arises stronger than you. Then you must but grow mightier to meet that challenge. Yeah, no, Conquest is pretty freaking evil. I'm not gonna lie.
What are you gonna do? Shout it?
It,
Take your wings off, and he's like, I can't. They're attached.
I'm like, what's bad am I now?
Yeah, basically. Great. All right, I will. I'll talk to you all later. Have a nice night.
Bye.
Thanks, Zach. You
You
too.
too.